Views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Beaches and parks pro-bleaked. And the Parliamentary Registration Department says the voter register will be published today. In our interview, getting a preview of some special events coming up. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Monday, April 27th, 2026. I am Chester Robards. Filling in for Dwight Strachan another day. In a moment, Deandra Cartwright will be joining us. But first, we're going to talk about the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping in the top national and international headlines this morning. And in the overnight, although the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions recommended bribery charges against a former employee at the Bahamas Public Beaches and Parks Authority and his wife, charges were never filed. In an October 16, 2024 memorandum from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to police into allegations of fraud and bribery at the authority, Chief Counsel Abigail Farrington also recommended that no charges be brought against St. Barnabas MP Shannon Dawn Cartwright, who headed the authority between 2017 and 2021, and 10 others. Farrington said there was insufficient evidence of bribery in relation to the BPPP-BA contracts in respect to Cartwright. But Farrington did recommend charges against an employee of the authority and his wife, pending further investigations. The 18-page document was leaked over the weekend, 3 weeks before the May 12th general election, and after questions surfaced over the stewardship of the authority under its current chairman, Mount Moriah MP Michael Bonnaby. The Nassau Guardian recently reported that in less than 5 years, the authority spent $141 million. There are still 9 months of reporting left to be tabulated. Shortly after it took office in 2021, the Davis administration accused the Menace administration of using the authority as a slush fund after it awarded millions of dollars in contracts in the lead up to the election. Under the Menace-led Free National Movement government, the authority spent a total of $84,288,232 over 4 years in office. While an audit was conducted into the affairs of the authority, which was never made public, and there was talk of holding people accountable, the government has largely been silent regarding the authority. In the memorandum from the office of the DPP, it says, quote, during his tenure, Mr. Cartwright signed off on all contracts, which included the contracts of his brother-in-law. Investigations by officers revealed that between 2017 and 2021, Cartwright's brother-in-law received $190,000 from contracts awarded to him by BPPPBA. According to the memorandum, Cartwright married his wife in December 2020, but could not recall when they first started a relationship. He told investigators that in 2019 she was married to someone else. And the Parliamentary Registration Department yesterday concerns from Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwight Sands, who claimed that the publishing of the voters register was overdue. Sands said in a video outside of the PRD that it was unacceptable and a disgrace that the register had not yet been made available. He said, quote, we have no idea whether or not the persons who requested to be put on the advance poll would have been put on the advance poll register, he said. We have no idea whether dead people have been removed from the register, whether the appropriate transfers have been made. Minister of National Security Wayne Munro said the government is committed to identifying and prosecuting people found in possession of fraudulent documents. Earlier this month, a Parliamentary Registration Department employee and a 33-year-old woman were arrested in connection with a fraudulent voter's card. The card was discovered at the National Insurance Board when the woman tried to acquire an NIB smart card. Munro said on Friday, quote, the fact that you couldn't get a genuine voter's card shows that the system works. The one thing you cannot do with a forged voter's card is vote, because when you show up, they'll have the counterfoil in the box, and if you cannot find the counterfoil, you cannot vote. And less than a week ahead of the advance poll, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard urged frustrated voters to give the party a chance, as he cautioned against voting for third parties or independent candidates. He said, quote, this election matters, Pintard said. He said, quote, this election matters at a rally in Andros on Thursday night. Adding, quote, what you do matters. If you vote for a third party or if you vote for an independent, you are voting for the PLP. The last F&M government, led by former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, was voted out of office in 2021 in an overwhelming defeat just 4 years after it came into power in a landslide victory. And a Jamaican man was on Friday granted bail after he denied getting a Bahamian passport by fraud. Brian Omar Brooks faced charges of possession of a forged document, uttering a forged document, fraud by false pretenses, possession of a false document, and uttering a false document at his arraignment before Senior Magistrate Kendra Kelly Burrows. Prosecutors alleged that on May 4, 2024, Brooks submitted a forged immigration certificate of registration to the passport office. Brooks obtained the passport through fraud a week later on May 11th, prosecutors alleged, and allegedly presented the false passport to Bahamian immigration officers on August 8th, September 6th, September 9th, October 29th, and November 11th of 2024. Brooks denied the allegations and was granted $8,000 cash bail and is required to sign in at the Carmichael Road Police Station until the conclusion of his trial, which is set to begin on July 11th. And Bahamas Crisis Center Director Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson said on Friday that cases of sexual abuse involving children remain high. The center hosts an annual domestic violence exhibition to raise awareness to victims of domestic violence. This year, the showcase focused on sexual violence and its impact on children. She said, quote, "We've always had large numbers. I was looking back historically. In 2000, the police told us that 45% of homicides were femicides, women who had died. And we looked at the number of child sexual abuse cases that came to the center then, and it was 238. This year, the children who have been referred to us in 2025 total about 230, including boys and girls from ages 3 to 17. She said it's an ongoing thing. Today we had a special focus on child sexual abuse because we've continued to see increasing numbers of children from 3 right up to 17 who are sexually assaulted, sexually violated, and have problems consequent to that." Let's take a look at international news now. A man with guns and knives stormed the lobby outside a high-profile journalist dinner attended by President Donald Trump and multiple senior U.S. leaders on Saturday night, rushing toward the ballroom before Secret Service agents swarmed him and took him into custody. The president was uninjured and hustled away. Guests went diving under tables as the scene unfolded, and some reported hearing shots outside the vast subterranean ballroom in the Washington Hilton where the event was being held. One law enforcement official said a gunman had opened fire. A law enforcement officer was shot in the bullet-resistant vest but is expected to be okay, several sources told the Associated Press. Secret Service agents, including the heavily armed counter-assault team, swarmed the stage after the incident. Vice President J.D. Vance was removed from the room first, while agents initially covered Trump in place, before escorting him and First Lady Melania Trump from the room. Trump briefly stumbled on his way off stage before being assisted by his security detail. He was held for some time in the secure presidential suite at the hotel as the president and organizers initially sought to resume the event. Hotel staff refolded napkins and refilled water glasses, and aides adjusted the teleprompter for the president before Trump was returned to the White House on the advice of the Secret Service. And Iran has offered to end its chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for the U.S. lifting its blockade on the country and an end to the war, while proposing that discussions on the larger question of its nuclear program would come in a later phase. 2 regional officials said on Monday. U.S. President Donald Trump seems unlikely to accept the offer, which was passed to the Americans by Pakistan, and would leave unresolved the disagreements that led to the U.S. and Israel going to war on February 28th. With a fragile ceasefire in place, the U.S. and Iran are locked in a standoff over the strait, which a fifth of the world's traded oil and gas passes in peacetime. The U.S. blockade is designed to prevent Iran from selling its oil, depriving it of crucial revenue, while also potentially creating a situation where Tehran has to shut off production because it has nowhere to store the oil. Let's take a look at sports now.
This is Sports Update.
And Bahamians medaling at the Penn Relays. Bahamian junior athletes collected top finishes at the 2026 Penn Relays staged at Franklin Field at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania over the weekend. The Bahamas was represented by competitors from the St. Augustine's College Big Red Machine, Queens College Comets, the Bishop Michael Eldon School Warriors, and the Tabernacle Baptist Academy Falcons. The Big Red Machine rolled away with a number of top performances during weekend action. Turf gold medalist Carlin Archer proved once again why he is one of the country's elite jumpers at the junior level. He leapt 7.47 meters, 24 feet 6 1/4 inches on his third jump of the series to win a gold medal at the high school boys long jump event. His schoolmate Taryn Beckles also competed in the event but placed 8th with a wind-aided jump of 6.98 meters, 22 feet 10 inches, 10 3/4 inches. Archer and Beckles joined Carifta medalist Jacario Wilson and Egan Neely in the high school boys 4x100 international relay but they were disqualified. The team ran 41.33 seconds to place second in Heat 7 and 9th overall prior to the final. Another highlight for the Big Red Machine was the performance of the high school girls 4x100 relay team in the international final. The quartet of Tari Forbes, Alex Logan Stubbs, and Darvanique Dean won the event's gold medal and set a race record, stopping the clock at 45.90 seconds. The former record was set just last year by Jamaica's relay team of Leanne Johnson, Adora Campbell, Shania Campbell, and Malaya Duncan. The previous record was 46.02 seconds. Bahamian professional baseball player Jazz Ratto Jazz Chisholm Jr. hit a second home run of the season over the weekend, had 2 more multi-hit games, and even earned a Player of the Game championship belt for the New York Yankees. The Yankees won 2 out of 3 against the Houston Astros, but watched as their season-high 8-game winning streak came to an end on Sunday, losing 7-4 at Daikin Park in Houston, Texas. Still, what an awe-inspiring weekend it was for Chisholm and the Yankees. With his latest power surge and hit parade, Chisholm has raised his batting average to over .200 for the first time in 15 games. He's at 3 multi-hit games in a 4-game stretch, his first 3-hit game of the season, and 2 home runs during that span. The Yankees are benefiting, having won 8 in a row prior to Sunday's loss. The 8 in a row matched the second longest winning streak in Major League Baseball this season. And junior golfer Chamari Pratt and Bahamas Golf Federation President Linford Miller stole the spotlight at 2026 BGF National Amateur Championship staged at the Albany Ocean Club and Royal Blue Golf Courses over the weekend. The 3-round event, sponsored by RF Bank and Trust, featured Miller repeating as the male overall champion and Pratt dethroning Madison Carroll in the female division. It came down to a sudden death playoff between Miller and Alexander Dupuch in the male division, but Miller edged Dupuch to return as champion. Both players achieved an even par score of 216 across 3 rounds. And in sports overseas, San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama was disappointed with how his return from a concussion was handled. The Spurs announced about an hour before tip-off Sunday that Wembanyama could play in Game 4 of the team's first-round series against the Portland Trail Blazers after clearing the league's concussion protocol. He went on to score 27 points with 11 rebounds and 7 blocks in San Antonio's 114-93 win. Wembanyama, the league's first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, was ruled out on Game 3 on Friday in Portland because of the concussion. The Spurs won 120-108. He said, quote, "The way the situation was handled was very disappointing," but he would not elaborate. "I'm not saying that not playing was a good or bad decision. It was a decision. I'm not saying it was good or bad. But the way the situation was handled was very disappointing." Wembanyama sustained the concussion in the first half of Tuesday's 106-103 loss to the Blazers in San Antonio and did not return to the game. He traveled to Portland while continuing to complete the steps mandated by the league's concussion protocol. And Kelly Korda is back to number one in the world and looks every bit the part. Korda was untouchable at the Chevron Championship that no one got closer than 4 shots of her the entire weekend. She played her last 29 holes at Memorial Park in even par and still won by 5, the largest margin at this major in 18 years. And it was one of the toughest she's ever had. Korda said, quote, "It's not easy going in with that big of a lead. I think that was the main point with, where do I still play like Nelly and where do I play a little defensive?" That's why there was so much relief. There was as much relief as joy when she holed a 7-foot par putt to close with 2 under 70 to capture her 3rd major championship and return to number 1 in the women's world ranking for the first time since August. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at today's weather. And here's your general situation. A prefrontal troughing will bring some early morning showers and isolated thunderstorms across the northern Bahamas, with gradual clearing expected by the afternoon and into the evening as a weak frontal boundary moves through the area. Meanwhile, a lingering trough across the southeast Bahamas will support a few isolated showers across the southernmost islands today before exiting the region overnight. Elsewhere, weak ridging will keep winds mostly light to gentle, with slight strengthening expected across the northern Bahamas this evening, following the passage of the frontal boundary. By late Tuesday through early Wednesday, the frontal boundary is expected to reach the southeast Bahamas, bringing the chance of a few occasional isolated showers as it drifts southward before exiting the island chain by Wednesday evening. In its wake, high pressure will build across the country, bringing mostly stable conditions, warm temperatures, and gentle to moderate breezes through Friday, after which another frontal boundary is expected to approach the northern Bahamas on Friday before stalling just to the north of the area through Saturday. In special weather notes, the public is advised to exercise caution during peak sunshine hours, that's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. today, as UV indices are expected to be in the high to very high range. Your weather for the northern Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, and today turning mostly fair tonight. A 30 to 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms through this afternoon, decreasing to a 10 to 20% chance by this evening. Winds south to southwest at less than 10 knots this morning, becoming light and variable by the afternoon hours, and north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots this evening behind the front. Your high temperature today, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 68 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly sunny to sunny today, becoming mostly fair tonight. A 10 to 20% chance of showers and an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Winds southerly at less than 10 knots, becoming light and variable by the afternoon hours, and northeast to east at less than 10 knots tonight. Your high temperature, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 72 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, weather partly sunny to sunny today, becoming mostly fair tonight. A 10% chance of showers. Winds light and variable through this afternoon, becoming northeasterly at 10 knots or less by this evening. Your high temperature today, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 72 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds today, becoming mostly fair tonight. a 10 to 20% chance of showers, or an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Winds easterly at less than 10 knots, falling light and variable this afternoon, becoming northeasterly at 10 knots this evening. Your high temperature today, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Your low, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll have an extended forecast for you later on in the show. But when we come back, we're discussing some of the day's top stories. That's when Morning Blend continues here on Guardian Radio 96.9, home of fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. It's the start of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
A paid political message by the Free National Movement's candidate for Fort Charlotte, Travis Robinson.
Fort Charlotte, stand up! Bahamas, wake up! All across this nation, time to see the truth clear now. Tell Brave and Sebas, all money ain't good money. FNM, we ready. Brave say he love the poor man, but the poor man can't see no plan. Sebas get rich, now we run the land, while Bahamians catching hell again. Big mansion, big cars, big talk, but can't walk, the people walk. All that money and still can't rest. Power hungry, heart can't bless. All money ain't good money. Brave, you know, you sell his soul of the nation for a number show. Sebas County Million FNM say no. Fort Charlotte rise, let the truth flow. All money ain't good money.
A paid political message by the Free National Movement's candidate for Fort Charlotte, Travis Robinson. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Make Mother's Day unforgettable with Kelly's House and Home's Mother's Day sale starting Friday, May 1st through Saturday, May 9th. Save 20% on a lovely selection of dinnerware, glassware, luggage, silk flowers, and picture frames, except on net items. We have beautiful gifts that let Mom know just how much she's appreciated. Shop early and enjoy 20% off at Kelly's House and Home during our Mother's Day sale May 1st through 9th. Happy Mother's Day with love from Kelly's House and Home.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
5 years of PLP rule. Are you better off today? While you work, They've spent millions on taxpayer-funded trips, a government-funded luxury car, and handed out hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts. But for the rest of us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare that is broken, unaffordable, and out of reach. And it's not just your wallet. For 5 years, illegal immigrants have flooded our communities, putting excessive pressure on our schools, our housing, and our social services. As they flood in, Bahamian families fall behind. Under the F&M, there will be a change. The F&M has a plan to address the rising cost of living, secure our borders, protect Bahamians from illegal immigrants, and fix our health care. Because the F&M knows our job is to work for you and not the few. This message was paid for and authorized by the Free National Movement.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices. And on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 or BTC Flow Channel 612. We're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan. Joining me soon, Deandra Cartwright. You can join our conversation today. Tweet us at MorningBlend969 or follow the hashtag MorningBlend. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Leave your comments and read what others are saying about topics on the show. You can email us at morningblend@nasguard.com, or you can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Text us at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Standard text rates do apply. Also coming up this morning, more weather and traffic. And we have business news coming up in Morning Blend Business at 9 o'clock. But first, it's time to talk about what's in the news. And in the news, in the Nassau Guardian, the big headline, Beaches and Parks probe leaked. So let's take a look at this story so we can better understand it. It says, although the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions recommended bribery charges against a former employee at the Bahamas Public Beaches and Parks Authority and his wife, charges were never filed. In an October 16, 2024 memorandum from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to police into allegations of fraud and bribery at the authority, Chief Counsel Abigail Farrington also recommended that no charges be brought against St. Barnabas MP Shannon Cartwright, who headed the authority between 2017 and 2021, and 10 others. Farrington said there was insufficient evidence of bribery in relation to the BPP BA contracts in respect to Cartwright, but Farrington did recommend charges against an employee at the authority and his wife pending further investigations. The 18-page document was leaked over the weekend, 3 weeks before the May 12th general election, and after questions surfaced over the stewardship of the authority under its current chairman, Mount Moriah MP Mikhail Barnaby. The Nassau Guardian recently reported that in less than 5 years, the authority spent $141 million, and there are still 9 months of reporting left to be tabulated. Shortly after it took office in 2021, the Davis administration accused the Minnis administration of using the authority as a slush fund after it awarded millions of dollars of contracts in the lead up to the election. Under the Minnis-led Free National Movement government, the authority spent a total of $84,288,232 over 4 years in office. While an audit was conducted into the affairs of the authority, which was never made public, and there was talk of holding people accountable, the government has largely been silent regarding the authority. According to the memorandum from the office of the DPP, quote, during his tenure, Mr. Cartwright signed off on all contracts, which included the contracts of his brother-in-law. Investigation by officers revealed that between 2017 and 2021, Cartwright's brother-in-law received $190,000 from contracts awarded to him by BPPPBA. According to the memorandum, Cartwright married his wife in December of 2021, but could not recall when they first started a relationship. He told investigators that in 2019 she was married to someone else. For her part, Cartwright's wife told investigators that they started a relationship sometime in 2020. Her brother, during his record of interview, said he was not aware of the relationship between his sister and Cartwright until closer to the wedding in December 2021. The memorandum said there was, quote, no evidence that Cartwright, quote, received a direct advantage from his brother-in-law for the reward of contracts. However, according to banking records between 2017 and 2021, his wife received $84,850 from her brother. Quote, the reason given for the receipt of the money was that it was a gift to help support herself and her children to assist her with school fees, according to the memorandum. The memorandum stated that although there is no evidence that Cartwright received an advantage from his brother-in-law, his relationship with his wife raised a presumption that the money she received was either held in trust for him or received as a gift on his behalf. Said, quote, a difficulty, however, arises given the fact that Mr. and Mrs. Cartwright were not married until December of 2021, and there is no evidence of a relationship until 2020, the memorandum said. It continues, a review of the banking records of Cartwright's brother-in-law further reveals that from 2017, he made regular deposits to the bank accounts of Mrs. Cartwright, his sister, some 3 years prior to proof of any relationship between Mr. and Mrs. Cartwright. It also says there is therefore no proof that the monies received by Mrs. Cartwright from 2017 through 2019 is an advantage or received on behalf of Mr. Cartwright. In these circumstances, it will therefore be difficult to prove that the monies she continued to receive in 2020 and 2021 were now being received on behalf of Mr. Cartwright, when she was receiving the monies some 3 years prior to any evidence of a relationship between them. Further, there is no evidence of any monies going from Mrs. Cartwright to Mr. Cartwright. The office of the DPP said that there is no cogent evidence for a charge of bribery in respect to Cartwright, his wife, or his brother-in-law. In a statement yesterday, Cartwright said the report validates my integrity. On June 10, 2025, I communicated to the Parliament that I was advised of the conclusion of the report from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions into the inquiry of my tenure as Executive Chairman of the Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority. The report confirmed no evidence of wrongdoing or violation of any law in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in my capacity as Executive Chairman. The referenced report that is circulating further confirms this and validates my integrity that I've always maintained. However, as noted earlier, the Office of the DPP did recommend charges against another employee at Beaches and Parks. The employee, according to the memorandum, indicated that his wife had three landscaping contracts at beaches and parks, and admitted, quote, to performing some of the work in his spare time and sometimes inspecting the work when other inspectors were on vacation. He indicated as well that he was on the bank account of his wife's company. According to the memorandum, the employee's wife was unable to go to the office of the Prime Minister to sign for her contract, and, quote, her husband brought it to her for signature. According to investigations between 2019 and 2021, the employee's wife received $274,625 in BPPPBA contracts. The Office of the DPP said the employee is a public servant who was responsible for inspection and pricing of contracts for beaches and parks. It says, quote, from the evidence, he not only uses influence to assist his wife with the execution of her BPPPBA by taking them to her for signature, but he also assisted her with fulfilling her contract and inspection of the work. Further, as an advantage inducement, he was signatory to the Commonwealth bank account to which the payment from BPPBA were received. The Office of the DPP recommended that both the employee and his wife be charged with bribery, but noted that before charges are filed, several other inquiries be made. The man was also involved in a romantic relationship with another woman who was awarded contracts at beaches and parks, the memorandum noted. It noted that this woman's company between 2019 and 2021 received $177,300 in contracts from beaches and parks. The memorandum said that she transferred $17,050 to the employee to quote, carry out her daily business paying bills, and for repayment of money she borrowed from him. The Office of the DPP said, it is my opinion that before we can properly formulate charges in respect of this woman, the aforementioned investigation needs to be concluded. After several inquiries yesterday, multiple sources confirmed that no charges were ever brought with respect to alleged bribery at beaches and parks. The Office of the DPP also noted that an assistant to former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, who was tasked with helping members of the public with obtaining cleaning contracts at beaches and parks, asked the then Prime Minister to give contracts to her sister and her fiance's son. The memorandum said that between 2018 and 2021, the sister received a total of $229,800 in contracts from the authority, and between 2020 and 2022, a total of $211,707 in contracts from the Department of Environmental Health Services. The Office of the DPP also noted that between 2019 and 2022, the assistant's fiance's son received a total of $285,000 in contracts from the authority and contracts from DEHS, though the total value was not stated in the memorandum. Between 2020 and 2022, a total of $59,078 was deposited to the assistant's account from her sister. Between 2020 and 2021, a total of $19,200 was also deposited to her account from her fiance's son. She indicated that her sister gave her the money to assist with her mortgage and her daughter's tuition to help take care of her mother. Both sisters denied that the deposits were a bribe. Regarding her fiance's son, the woman said the deposits were for her to purchase items for him when she traveled out of the country. Quote, while there is evidence that after securing contracts on behalf of her sister and fiance's son, monies were transferred from their account to the assistant's account, I am unable to determine, however, whether the monies transferred came from the payment received from the BPPPBA contracts or the payments received from the DEHS contracts, the Office of the DPP wrote. It said that there was, quote, no cogent evidence of bribery relative to the assistant, her sister, or the fiance's son. Pardon me for a second. The mention of all of that money was causing me to tear up. Oh, what? What in the world? Well, I mean, we know what in the world, right? Because this isn't new information to a lot of people. How money is moved around here from government coffers to other people, even though no charges were filed. Right? It's let's call it a classic case of how to move money around and how to benefit from the government and get friends and family to benefit from the government. I don't know if that's what these people did, but the way it's spelled out in the article and in the memorandum of the Department of Public Prosecutions, it's a classic case of how it's done, typically. Now, I don't know if that's what these people did, but it is the way it is typically done. So, if you ever wondered, and if anybody else who's listening remembered, we had a phone call last week from someone who said, you know, they got beaches and parks contracts during the former administration, and I said, oh well, gee, how much are these beaches and parks contracts? And he said, oh, they weren't that big. Maybe that was his contract. But the size of some of these contracts, I'm in the wrong profession. I should have bought some weed whackers and some other equipment and go and do some parks. So the biggest contract here was, it looks like almost $300,000. So that would be what, $100,000 a year. And if you, like this story suggests, are the person who got your wife some contracts, and you went and did the work yourself and not hired anybody, well then you and your wife are just keeping all that money, right? And but then this story goes on to, this story gets wild, like Hallmark. Later on, it says the man was also involved in a romantic relationship with another woman who was awarded contracts. So he got him contracts for his wife, but then it says he was in a romantic relationship with another woman. But boy. I don't know, folks. You tell me. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. You can text us, 422-4796. That's 422-GR96. Someone's texting saying the volume is very low. I don't know why. Yeah, did you think that contracts for beaches and parks, and apparently we have over 1,000 contractors for beaches and parks to do whatever it is that they do. Did you know that some of those contracts were so big, and those contracts were only across 3 years, or 3.5 years, because don't forget the party at the time called an early election. So it's interesting that the Department of Public Prosecution says in this story that while large sums of money were transferred from a person who received the contract's bank account to someone that help them get the contract. And all people would say is, oh, it was for this. Oh, it was for that. They couldn't decide whether or not the money was, in essence, a bribe, or that it what was the word they used? That they benefited from the contract, basically, because it was given to someone they're familiar with. What say you? I don't know. I mean, I don't know why the DPP didn't file charges in the cases. Well, obviously they say in there why they didn't in some cases. But the person who worked there, whose wife got contracts and who said they did work on that contract while also being a signatory to the account, nothing happens. I'm not sure why. Calls. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
You, sir.
Yes, good morning.
You know, if you had your weed whackers and your lawnmowers and everything ready to good to go, if you're not a part of the friend, family, and kickbacking lovers, you wouldn't get any contract. So you might find it difficult to turn that investment into success as quickly as you saw it if you're relying on contracts. But,
right. You're absolutely right.
Sorry?
I said you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but what is more blatant is the fact that we can fight this in the local courts, but you know who control the courts? You know, they because you know I am.
They're supposed to be independent.
Huh?
They're supposed to be independent.
They're supposed to be, but then who provides the security detail for the judges? Who pays the police officers? You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
So but you know what is really troubling though? I am told I saw a video where persons are being granted crown land in Grand Bahama, and my concern is this may be borderline illegal if it happened during a campaign programming going on, and then they decide to do an award ceremony. This could be proven to be very illegal and unconstitutional. But if it was a separate issuing, everybody seemed to be dressed in their PLP clothing, then it's going to be difficult to prove. So it looks like the incumbent is just on the borderline of breaking the laws and hoping that they will be able to succeed in the courts, providing they don't go to the Privy Council. So this is the way this is shaping up, because with all the passports, and we're still going forward, and it seems to be a programming that's definitely being blessed by this party. I think clearly the FNM has a really strong uphill battle with persons who are not really fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's a workaround, but I don't know if they see it yet. Thanks for taking my call.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it. Like I said last week, we need these public servants to make declarations too, especially the ones high up. Not just the political people. Everybody need to make declarations. Let's take this next call.
Hey, Chester.
Hey, morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Poppy? Good morning, Bahamas. Chester, I want to say something about what you read, what you put all that time into just now, how I feel about that, right? But you hear anything but the government going to do promotion on the Royal Bahamas Police Force Friday?
No.
You would have heard about that as a newsman if it was true, right? I wonder if there's any truth to that. I know they train everything to see what stick to the wall, because like the incoming prime minister, they sound like their life depends on it for them to get the second term. I listened to the rally in Andros. I think that's North Andros. Sound like some tapes or something going on in New York. Like if the Bahamian people decide to keep them, we might not know this information, but if they get voted, then we could be able to find this information. Chester, at least I tell the world, I tell all of y'all I'm blind,
Yeah.
right? That's what that's what it is. I can't see nothing. I didn't born blind. I lose my sight in 89, I was being 18, born in 1970, so you could do the maths. But we could hear things, them, like, we practice, like, and sometimes we wrong because we ain't pray for it. Correct me if I wrong. It almost sounds like when you start the news, right? Everything was normal, and then when you read about Trump, like, you had a smile on your face. Is that correct, or am I wrong again?
No.
I don't think I wouldn't admit it neither, even with so. But it's just a question. Like how when Sebastian, they sound like when Dwight was doing it, like he walked out before it was finished. And normally, like the guest's supposed to sit down and let the host either walk him out or let him say bye to the public when the show was over. When you was in. Did he walk out? You were there with Dwight. Did he walk out?
No, who? Sebas?
Mr. Bastian.
No,
yeah. Did he sit down and wait for Dwight to walk him out, or you all to walk him, or he walk off and he say he finished with that and he gone?
No, yeah,
he walk off and gone.
He walked. He finished. Well, we finished the show. We finished the show completely at the time, so he walked out when the show was done. But he stayed around, had a conversation with someone.
He walked out the room, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, don't let's waste too much time on that. Chester, it just sounded like you had a smile on your face, and I thank God, Donald Trump and everybody. Okay, the what you call it, Secret Service people and everything. They really is be working hard. Thank God, Trump. You know, I don't know if his ratings could go up after this, but I thank God, no one to get hurt like that trying to kill Donald Trump. That's our boy. But again, three times, Chester. You say you don't know nothing but the promotion, but Chester,
No, I don't.
this thing which you read off, you put a lot of time into that, and it's amazing that this just come out. Sound like the bottom line is the DDP. If they if it was bad as how it sound like we get value for money, and they really ain't do nothing wrong. Now, this friends, family, and lovers think this is a small town. And if you qualified and you get a job, maybe it ain't what you do, it's how you do it, Chester. But it's amazing how it come out right now. If I was the member, the incoming member of Parliament of that new constituency, Mr. Shannon Cartwright, I would stay focused on the road politically, talking to different shows. They're saying that he is in the lead. He needs to stay focused. And why this wasn't leaked like 2 years ago when they reported that they ain't do nothing wrong and all of that? I mean, like I say, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. But if I was Mr. Cartwright, I wouldn't even answer it. I think that's a lot of time you put into it. Yeah, we will know how the money spent and stuff like that. But I think my PLP party leaked that information. Leaked what? That sent to the newspaper so they could read it. That ain't taking nothing from Mr. Cartwright. And if they feel like someone to do something wrong, then go arrest them or do what you're supposed to do. This ain't the only ministry doing that. Why they don't leak some information? Oh, but we got to vote them out to find out what Mr. Barnaby and others doing. The things what they doing. Not look all that money they spend. Don't make it right.
That's typically
a lot
the only
of time you put into that, Chester.
Yeah, man. That's typically the only time we find out is when the government changed. So let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Yes, it's just our beaches and park thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything that where the government it was national, right? Everything, from the utilities, the hotels, the Penn and Left National, the harbor, the numbers. That should have been national. That they ain't private nowhere in the world that I know about. You see, it's like everything else, and then we have a party that's going along with this trying to develop the F&M did it. So and then they're calling themselves progressive, but they need to know that that's not progressive. That's conservative governance, not progressive governance. You see, that's a governance where you privatize everything. You understand me? And then nothing's getting better. You look at the healthcare, it's not getting better. You understand me? Education is not getting better. You understand me? Nothing is getting better. That's what you call it, the Washington papers. That's something that Hubert Ingham started. He started that, during the time that's in the Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher era when he started that thing. All right? So the court thing, that's irrelevant for me. What's the relevancy is the privatization of everything. Remember when the Prime Minister went in Freeport and said that the Port Authority divested themselves of all of their money-making assets? That's what our government is doing. from Hubert Ingham came into power. So all that, like I said, that call thing, that's irrelevant. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to get better for us. But anyway, thank you much.
Okay, appreciate it. A lot of calls coming in. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. No, you're not there? Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, Chester. Good morning.
Hey, morning.
Chester, very interesting information you put out there this morning. Two questions I have is simply this. Where is the forensic audit on all of these agencies, governmental agencies? And if the audits are they done monthly or are they done annually? I mean, how are these audits done if they are done? We are talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. And yet we can't seem as a people to get any tangible information that the monies that was used was actually utilized. What they say it was utilized. I mean, I could understand perhaps some of it was used, but where is the rest of the money? Because there's no evidence that this money was actually used for what they say it's been used for.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether we as a people now, the concerned ones who really care about country, not political parties, not about personalities, I am pretty sure, seeing that the Bahamas have signed on to so many treaties, have we perhaps signed on to a treaty where the international persons can come in and put persons before the international courts instead of the Bahamian courts? Because it seems here there's no true justice when it comes down to people being accountable in our government, in the hierarchy of the Bahamas government, or even in the civil service. Yeah. These political favors or the appearance thereof. It makes many Bahamians who really love this country want to see this country prosper, want to see our people prosper. But yet we hear about all these millions and millions of dollars that the country is taking in, all these millions and millions of dollars where it's being paid out. But the average Bahamian on the ground still living at minimum wage. It is totally ridiculous. So what is the recourse then? What I'm asking is, what is the recourse for the average Bahamian in this country to survive in this country with all these millions and millions and millions of dollars being spent, and we're not feeling anything on the ground? But that's all, that's all I want to put in the psyche of Bahamian minds, because we got to stop playing party politics, personality politics, and worry about governing this country where we can feel the prosperity that actually exists there. Yeah. So thanks for taking my call.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Imagine if those millions that all of these things add up to were tax breaks for Bahamians, or right-thinking Bahamians getting some money for more business injections. Imagine if they went in that direction, how better this country could be. Like the Bible says, wealth gained quickly or dishonestly dwindles away. So, some of these people will be the same people sitting up next year in church. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
A pleasant good morning, Mr. Chester.
Morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good to hear you.
The volume is a little low from this end. I don't know what's going on with the phone.
Some more people saying that.
Yeah, but anyway, if more people saying this than one, that must be happening for true. But it could be the phones between Alive and BTC. We don't get what we paid for, but they always charge us for late fees. But I wonder sometimes if we really Bahamian. Most of the talk show hosts, when they come on, first thing they come on reggae, some foreign music. I wonder they don't like Bahamian music no more. First thing, And then another thing, Mr. Chester, they say when you don't know a man or a woman, you call them Mr. Chester, Another thing I keep hearing every day, as they get older, this thing about friends, families, and lovers. We have a very, very small community in the Bahamas, separated by miles and miles of water. But New Providence, one of the smallest islands, is the capital. And most people, because of the cost of living and hard times in the foreign islands, one time we used to call them out islands, we call them family islands now. But it still remains the same. Everybody, when they hit high school, after that they run to New Providence for a better education, a further education, and a better way of life, and they don't ever hardly ever go back home to build their own country, their own island. I mean, as a Bahamian, you got the right to come to the capital. I can't say if you're from Long Island, you stay in Long Island, don't come to New Providence. But how would we ever build the out islands if everybody flocked to New Providence, overload New Providence with vehicles, and then you got the illegals coming here, and they don't want to go to the out islands either because they ain't got nothing to do over there. Long Island people, they do their own weeding and their own farming. So everybody flocks to New Providence, build shanty towns, and never want to go back home to build their own country. And then we always talk about friends, families, and lovers.
Mm-hmm.
But aren't we a very small community? And everybody's related to somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a job. Everybody can wish your work. So they give out contracts to neighbors, to Junkanoo friends, partners in Junkanoo, to church friends, to lodge friends, to political friends. This is just the way of life. They do it around the world, but the other country would know that the guy he hired, the fellow who helped him get elected in Illinois.
But that's not the point. The point is when you give somebody a contract worth maybe worth more than its actual value.
Yeah, I understand that.
And then,
I don't want to be on your call too long.
Yeah,
I understand the value of the contract they give. That underneath, if you really look at the way I think, most of the time they get a kickback from the contract.
Well, that's the point.
That's
the point of the overinflated contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't just give you $1 million contract to clean Montague Beach. I give you $1 million, but maybe $500,000 come back to me underneath the table somewhere. You know, I understand that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I could say things that I know happen. I've known during working with government and so forth, where blind people have gotten contracts to paint schools. How do you know if you paint the school the right color if you were blind? And a fellow who could see, he couldn't get a contract.
Maybe he wasn't doing the painting.
But I understand why they do it.
Maybe he owned the company.
Everybody needs help because everybody can't work, be an entrepreneur, and everybody has a contract. If you're working for Kelly's Home Center, you have a contract with the Kelly's company that you come to work from 9 to 5 and you get paid so much. If you don't do that, you lose your contract, you lose your job. Everything is a contract unless you are an entrepreneur and own your own thing.
Yeah. Yep. Appreciate it, Sparky. Let me read some of these text messages. We're going to try to get back to the calls before the break, but we got a lot to do this morning. This person says, "Hi, friends. I'm going with the FNM. I don't like what's going on in our country. Let's give the FNM a chance and its leader a chance." Okay, that's a text message. This person says, "Good morning. Your volume is very low." Yes, hopefully it's improved. This person says, "So using my money to maintain his wife and his sweetheart." Yes, that's what these people are doing. This person says, "Good day, Chester. And I always feel a sense of belonging to my country, the Bahamas, and to Guardian Radio every time you speak. We can look in hindsight at the fishy situation at beaches and parks while the average Bahamian is struggling." Yep. And that's the other egregious part of having to read these kinds of stories, that people are out here struggling, people with education going to UB and making the kind of money these people making off of, as we say, friends and family. I will never vote PLP for the way they work unfair with Bahamians, as if we're de-average. Thanks for shedding tears for me and my family after reading that article. God help us. I wasn't really crying. I just had to blow my nose. Friend says, "Morning, Chester. I've operated a cleaning and maintenance business for 11 years and don't even know how to go about getting a contract from beaches and parks. But insiders competing with me. What a country." Yeah, exactly. And you build this business, you go and get, all of the stuff that you need for the business. You go and learn about the business. And these people say, "Oh, all I need is a lawnmower and a couple of weed whackers, and I could get a contract worth $250,000 and go about my business, and may or may not do the work, or may not hire somebody who's going to work below minimum wage to just because they need a dime to go do this, and then I save plenty money. This person says, Chester, I'm not a friend, family, or lover, so guess what? I'm not voting for any of these corrupt political parties. Suck my teeth and shake my head. Okay? This person, as long as they are Bahamian with the contracts, I see no problem with them being issued. At the end of the day, everyone will not be able to get a contract. My problem is issuing contracts and not making sure the jobs are done. Is that it? You have no problem with them using the contract to move money around. This person says, morning, to solve beaches and parks with government is best to get local government into Nassau and take the money out of MP and chairman hands. I think that will solve a lot of corruption. Local government will probably help. What corruption? Do we have corruption? People say we can. Or it's very little. If you live in the Bahamas or you live in New Providence, even if we don't have evidence that will hold up in court, the anecdotal evidence, you've heard it. Everyone's heard it. Everyone knows somebody who talked their own business who benefiting from these things. This person says, good morning. The PLP candidate for East Grand Bahama did indeed give out I don't know. That might be some shaky ground there. Good morning, Chester. All of these questions about money going missing are pathetic. Bahamians are stupid, just like the news media. Nobody knows how to get rid of the PLP and F&M. Just like Jeff need to shut up, the country needs change. Why can't the people see that Bahamians and the media are naive and lost big time? Well, you're listening to us. Why? This person says, so why was the Lincoln Bain document released, not placed in The Guardian? We just had this same scenario with the moorings deal. Where is the audit from Mortgage Corporation? They were auditing years dating back to 2013, and yet we have not seen one audit report. No, nobody makes noise about it, really. And then the government changes, and even they don't go digging for the things that they were asking about and calling for and releasing these things properly. They don't do it. No government does it. I see people having conversations about the Oban report, right? Nobody went and dug that up or castigated anybody publicly that I've seen or heard in any meaningful way about it. So this person says this government, with all their money taken from us, is raw garbage being fed to us with a whole bunch illegals washed up as bona fide, from migrants to fake business. They disrespectfully took everything away. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I don't understand your text message. Good morning. The caller Gardner always talking about progressive and conservative, saying the government privatizing our assets, saying they conservative, but the progressive government run some of our corporations now, and y'all are complaining, saying they're not running our corporations right. Okay. Man. President says, I question this golden yolk program. You questioning the chicken laying? What are you saying? Either the chicken's laying or they ain't laying it. President says, good morning. We need to move away from blind party loyalty. Wrong does not become right simply because it comes from your party. Long time. This person says, the next thing I have issue with is over the past few weeks, public voices have brushed over beaches and parks under Cartwright as nothing to see or talk about. Cartwright announced that he was cleared. That is clearly not the case. Something very odd happened, and Cartwright in the House referred to not insulting Bahamian intelligence by pretending political patronage doesn't happen. This is not their money. Oh, it's their money when it ends up in their bank account. This person says civil servants can't receive livable salary by the PLP government. They like to see us poor and begging. Okay. But they increased the minimum wage and stuff, right? This person says, good morning. Good morning. Apparently, you don't even need your own mowers and weed whackers. The minister said part of the money went to purchasing mowers and equipment. I thought getting the contract meant you had the equipment to perform the job. Maybe. Well, beaches and parks could save a lot of money by just hiring people, it seems, to do the work. This person says, we need a tour of the chicken houses. Go right down to the Gladstone Road Agricultural Center, the GRAC as they call it, and you could go see them. I'm sure they'll gladly give you a tour. This person says, Chester, half of the people saying they're not voting can't vote and they're illegal. Anyways, that's their political opinion. Why y'all like this? Why y'all like this? Someone also said to me, I had to explain to my child what going missing means. She said they probably want to take over the world. Yep, smart child. Just a little piece of the world, though. It said that here it is. All civil servants at the assistant director level and above are required to file disclosures. The same for armed forces, senior officers, and SOE officers. Do we ever get to see those, though? Are they published? They're never made public, though. So even if they do disclose, what good is it if nobody's scrutinizing them? Yeah, let's try and take some of these calls before we got to go. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, just to clarify the beaches and parks situation, yeah, you would have your own equipment. I had a contract with them, which was taken away from me by the member of parliament, Jan Elder. But yeah, you have to have your own equipment, so they don't provide that. You know.
You one who called last week, right?
No, I would have called in based on what happened in my experience, because when the general said he cared about persons, well, he didn't care about me and my family member who had a medical.
But did you hear the size of the contracts that were given up?
Yeah, I mean it's really much more than the last time. Really, I don't know. Here's accountability. You have to give an account to whatever your ministry, your budget is.
Right.
And if you don't give an account, then it causes a lot of questions.
Do you know how they decide how big a contract should be?
Well, basically, you have contracts. Let me put it this way: you have. I'm talking about landscaping. You have contracts like $1,200, $1,500, and then you have major ones like the highways and stuff, I guess. But it goes with your budget, and if your budget is saying, let's say $1 million, then you have to divide that million amounts, whatever. You see, that's how you have to do it. You know, you shouldn't be having any overruns.
If I got a contract for $100,000 a year from Beaches and Parks, what you think it is they're giving me to do?
Well, that would be major. That'd be major intersections, and I mean, because remember now, you gotta have your own equipment. Then you're gonna have staff. So that 100,000,
I mean,
you have to really do most of the work yourself. Really?
Right.
Huh?
No, I was gonna say right. If I was given a contract for $100,000 a year, I was doing all the work.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at fuel, fuel alone. Now the gentleman told me the other day, his service call now the electric key has to be a minimum of $200 because his diesel is $10 a gallon.
Yeah.
That's $200 a week.
Well, you heard the story, right? The person who gave his wife a contract, he did some of the work himself and also inspected it himself. So imagine that. Imagine that.
Boy, that's serious. But see, what I don't like about this thing, and I think I may have mentioned before, this cannibalism. You're Bahamian. No matter what government changes, you should keep what's already there, and if there's enough space, you bring more person, but you don't cancel people or fire them, and to make space, because it's still causing the same problems with the economy. Yeah. And you know something, some ministers would have given authorization not to touch persons, but some of these chairmen of these boards still defy their own minister, especially Beaches and Parks. You see? And so that day, I told the minister, he should have fired him. Because if you give instructions not to take that contract from that lady who has 4 or 5 children or has a disabled child, and you still go ahead and you do that, I told the minister you should have fired him. You see? Because that there disqualifies that particular person who's responsible for beaches and parks. These are Bahamian women. These are Bahamian. They have families, you know, and we have to stop this nonsense. You know, when government change, let the people, if they're not doing the job, fine. You say, okay, you're not doing a good job, you have to go. But if you're performing, like Lisa, like Ms. Rami, the same in social services. Not social services. I forget the name of the ministry she had. Urban renewal. You had some good workers there, and you let people go. You know, for political reasons. That is wrong. And I told her, listen, what even me? I have to have a meeting with you. Just talk foolishness. I talk to you face to face and say, man, you can't do this. We all are Bahamians. And this is why some people get elected and some people get voted out. You know, and I'm saying all ministers who are listening to me, or ministers to become, because ain't nobody, remember, you know, don't fire Bahamians, man. You know, don't fire them. If they're doing their work, leave them on the job.
Yeah.
Because one day, your child or your grandchild got to come to me or somebody looking for a job, and I'll hire you, you know, despite that.
They're not going to listen.
Not hire you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
We got to go to the news. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Do well.
They're not going to listen to you. They don't ever listen. That's just the way things are around here, apparently. We can change it. We can change it. It's going to change. All right, let's go to the break so we get to the 8 o'clock news, and we will return after that.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
And now at 8:21, it is time for your final look at today's weather, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Your general situation, prefrontal troughing will bring some early morning showers and isolated thunderstorms across the northern Bahamas, with gradual clearing expected by the afternoon and into the evening as a weak frontal boundary moves through the area. Meanwhile, a lingering trough across the southeast Bahamas will support a few isolated showers across the southernmost islands today before exiting the region overnight. Elsewhere, weak ridging will keep winds mostly light to gentle, with slight strengthening expected across the northern Bahamas this evening, following the passage of the frontal boundary. By late Tuesday through early Wednesday, the frontal boundary is expected to reach the southeast Bahamas, bringing the chance of a few occasional isolated showers as it drifts southward before exiting the island chain by Wednesday evening. In its wake, high pressure will build across the country, bringing mostly stable conditions, warm temperatures, and gentle to moderate breezes through Friday, after which another frontal boundary is expected to approach the northern Bahamas on Friday, before stalling just to the north of the area through Saturday. In special weather notes, the public is advised to exercise caution during peak sunshine hours. That's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Today, as UV indices are expected in the high to very high range. For the northern Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds today, turning mostly fair tonight. A 30 to 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms through this afternoon, decreasing to a 10 to 20% chance by this evening. Winds south to southwest at less than 10 knots this morning, becoming light and variable by the afternoon hours. and north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots this evening behind the front. Your high temperature today, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 68 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly sunny to sunny today, becoming mostly fair tonight. A 10 to 20% chance of showers and an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Winds southerly at less than 10 knots, becoming light and variable by the afternoon hours, and northeast to east at less than 10 knots tonight. Your high temperature, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 72 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, weather partly sunny to sunny today, becoming mostly fair tonight. A 10% chance of showers. Winds light and variable through this afternoon, becoming northeasterly at 10 knots or less by this evening. Your high temperature, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the southeast Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds today, becoming mostly fair tonight. A 10 to 20% chance of showers or an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Winds easterly at less than 10 knots, falling a little this afternoon, becoming northeasterly at 10 knots this evening. Your high temperature, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. In your extended forecast for tomorrow, for all areas, partly sunny to sunny, turning fair at night. For all areas, a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds in the northern and northwest Bahamas are east to southeast at 10 knots or less, becoming northeast to east at less than 10 knots by the afternoon hours, increasing to 10 to 15 knots by the evening hours. For the central and southeast Bahamas, winds northeast to east at 10 knots or less, increasing by 10 to 15 knots by the evening hours. Your high temperature for tomorrow, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And your outlook for Wednesday, weather partly sunny to sunny, turning mostly fair at night for all areas, and a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds for the northern Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 knots or less, with occasional higher gusts, becoming southeast to south at 10 knots or less, falling light and variable by the evening hours. For the northwest Bahamas, winds east to southeast at 10 knots with higher gusts during the morning hours, decreasing to less than 10 knots by the afternoon hours. For the central and southeast Bahamas, winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, decreasing to 10 knots or less across the central Bahamas by the afternoon. Your high temperature, 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees. That's for Wednesday. That's your weather for today. Looking to paint? Your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. Taking a look at traffic now for you. Brought to you by NUA Insurance. Your hot spots, Gladstone Road. Not looking too bad for you. Traffic is moving. Gets a little jammy as you approach the John F. Kennedy Road Drive roundabout there. And traffic, if you're eastbound on Tonique Williams Darling Highway, flowing, but of course, as you get to Sir Milo Butler Highway, and if you're on Sir Milo Butler Highway, you are in traffic as you head northbound toward Tonique Williams Darling Highway. In the westbound lane on Tonique Williams Darling Highway, traffic is building up close to the Bozine Town area. So if you could find an alternative road to use, I would do that. Traffic still flowing on Carmichael Road. Y'all stop texting me. On the Carmichael Road, Blue Hill Road intersection, traffic is still flowing. As you get over the hill there and approach the Big Chicken, though, you will run into traffic. Traffic between the East Street and Blue Hill Roads roundabout. If you're headed eastbound, you are in a lot of traffic there. as well as on East Street if you're headed toward the roundabout northbound. Lots of traffic on Robinson Road and Prince Charles, heading northwest. If you're on the Eastern Road, like Leah might be, you are moving. You are moving. Eastern Road clear. Good on the Eastern Road, people. And West Bay Street, headed toward the roundabout there, Saunders Beach. A little bit of traffic, but seems to be flowing, not backed up too badly. Your hot spots this morning, your traffic update brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Whether you're on the road or planning your next move, we've got you covered. Visit nuainsurance.com for an instant motor quote or stop by your nearest branch today.
The unsung heroes give us pride in the present, hope for the future, and most importantly, become living examples of the best that we can be.
CIBC Caribbean wants to reward the unsung heroes in our communities. Do you know someone who's been doing outstanding work in their community or performed an extraordinary act of heroism, bravery, or kindness in the last 12 months? Nominate a hero today. Go to CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more.
You ever notice how we all do the little check? We watch the numbers. We check the weight. We want to know it's right. Because whether it's food, fuel, or materials, shortcuts cost us. BBSQ, the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality, supports the systems that keep expectations clear, measurements accurate, and checks consistent. That means more fairness in everyday transactions, safer and more reliable choices, and stronger trust for customers and businesses. So keep doing the little check and know there is a bigger system behind it. Quality is everyday. Learn more at bbsq.bs. BBSQ, supporting fairness, quality, and trust in the Bahamas.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
The following is a paid political message.
Find it here. You're looking for truth. Find it here. Vote for MacGyver. She's here for you. Say everybody in Kalani. Change is here. Hey, hands in the air. Say everybody in Kalani. Vote for MacGyver. She is a fighter.
That was a paid political message.
Tell your neighbor. Tell your friend. We voting change now. This thing must end. Hey!
SOS, Code Red.
SOS.
Red. FNMs. This Tuesday, April 28th, we're going home to R.M. Billy Park for a mass rally, 7:30 p.m. Yes, we're going home. It's time to protect our vote. Time to protect our passports. Time to protect our birthright. Come, hear from our leader, Michael Pintard, on how the FNM will work for you to protect our Bahamaland. SOS, SOS. We're going home to R.M. Billy Park, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. FNMs. The time is now.
They say 5 more. We say no way. You can't just take Bahamaland.
busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, next origin printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Bahama Match, where love begins. Bahama Match, where love begins. Bahama Match, find your love tonight. Bahama Match, everything feel right. If you're ready for a real connection, we gon' guide your heart in the right direction. No more swiping, no more stress. We find your match, no guess. Bahama Match, Bahama Match, find your love. Bahama Match, real people, real vibes. Island sea, meaningful love, just what you need. Bahama Match, find your love tonight. Bahama Match, everything feel right. Join Bahama Match today. Find your match. Bahama Match.
All right. Okay. That was perfect to bring in our session about Bahama Match. and we have the man behind Bahama Match with us in studio. Could you please, we also have DeAndre Carter. I'm sorry. You came in as we were going to the break.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I'm so sorry. I was late today. It's me.
It's me.
But I'm here now.
And so welcome. So she is here joining the conversation. As well as I said, the gentleman behind Bahama Match, Mr. Sam Hasty. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, Guardian Radio.
I'm glad that you teased everyone with that song. So now you have to break the ice for us. What is Bahama Match? You've been telling us about it, and it's very interesting. But you tell us what it is.
Indeed. Bahama Match is a very intentional mate matching program for individuals who are intentional about marriage, period. So Bahama Match is designed for individuals who are currently single but would like a companion and want that companionship to eventuate into a marriage. Okay. The whole idea is that individuals would then go to the website, start the process there, and be matched through the algorithm that has been created. And based on that matching, once 2 matches are made, I then send you an invitation to register for the 3-day conference. At that 3-day conference, I move you through a number of activities, including the psychoeducational sessions that I've designed to educate you about how to start building a happy and successful relationship from day one. And so over that 3-day period, you will have at least 2 matches, possibly more. So by the end of that 3-day, you would then go from the activities will help you determine who is your good, your better, and your best possible match. Wow. But wait, there's more. Ooh. Because at the end of that 3-day, once you have identified who your best possible match is, I then say, folks, go and date each other for at least 2 months. If after 2 months the relationship continues to be strong, then invite me into your relationship to provide relationship coaching for 3 months. If after 3 months the relationship continues to be strong, I said, invite me in for 4 months of premarital counseling. After 4 months of premarital counseling, we're now 9 months into that relationship with a healthy dose of professional counseling, helping that relationship move in the right direction. After 9 months, I said, good, we've done relationship coaching, we've done premarital counseling, continue to date for 3 more months. If the relationship remains strong, it's now 12 months under my 9 of which under my supervision, direct supervision, psychologist by training. So
I was just saying, you have to tell the people that you are trained.
Yeah, we're gonna get
I am. But after 12 months, if that relationship continues to go strong, I say, put a date on the calendar. From match to matrimony in 12 months.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
So give us your background. Yeah.
Born and raised in Camp Road.
Okay.
Camp Road boy. Lived there for first 8 years of my life, and then moved to Robinson Road, but currently reside in South Florida. Okay. So left the Bahamas in 1989 with my wife to train as a psychologist because I couldn't do that locally.
Right.
Attended what is now University of the Bahamas for a year, but then left and went to the Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And 12 years later, psychologist. Wanted to come back home. Opportunities didn't present itself. And so remained in the U.S. and still there. About to retire, but I teach full-time at Miami-Dade College. I'm responsible for the counseling program at Miami-Dade College, and I also have a full-blown counseling practice. Okay. For the past 25 years, my counseling has been almost exclusively in what we refer to as romantic relationships. So going back 25 years ago, I started focusing particularly on married couples and saw that there were some challenges that could have been prevented with premarital counseling. So 10 years ago, I started working with dating couples who wanted to marry. And 10 years later, what do we find? All of the people who've received premarital counseling through my program who have married, of all of the people who have undergone that, only one couple has divorced.
Wow.
One couple.
That's a pretty
good track record.
That's a pretty positive success rate right there.
And it is what it is because this thing called premarital counseling works.
And it's not just like the 2-3 weeks before you get married, or was
absolutely
it like 2-3
not.
months before you get
absolutely
married?
Not. No. And at the expense of possibly offending some individuals, which it's not my intention to do, it's not being done by a person of the cloth, a clergy person who really isn't trained to do this. So we've been told, taught, and trained to believe that premarital counseling should be done by your pastor, your priest, or your rabbi, or the person who's officiating the wedding ceremony. And I said, yeah, but when it's time for you to go and get your checkup that you need, your physical checkup to make sure the blood work is good so that, if there are going to be any challenges in the relationship, your pastor doesn't do that. You go to a trained physician.
Well, the two types of counseling can exist inside the same space, but as you said, for different purposes, right?
Correct.
And I think sometimes...
I thought you were saying you don't need the pastor.
No, some people, I think, but I'm arguing that
the pastor certainly can't do what I do.
Okay,
yeah, I feel like that it could be duality, right?
Yeah.
It could be duality, but my point is that our culture is so focused on, say, the spiritual aspect.
Correct.
That we're not looking at the personality similarities or the differences. We're not looking at the emotional differences.
Correct.
We're not looking at the changes in patterns and behaviors per se as deeply as a psychologist would.
That is correct.
So, all of this makes up who the person is.
Yeah. Here's what the research shows, that despite individuals being matched primarily based on religiosity, those marriages are divorcing at the same rate that those that are not matched on the basis of religiosity. So what's the difference? The research continues to show that individuals who separate and divorce do it primarily over 3 reasons. Number one...
I remember this. Let's go.
Number one, money.
Yes.
Number 2, communication. Number 3, intimacy. Now, here's my take. They all fall under one umbrella, selfishness. The individual who is, or the couple that's really fussing and fighting about money, it's because someone in the relationship is really being selfish about some aspect of the money.
Right.
Number 2, when it comes to communication, the person who is the couple that's really fighting about communication, it's really selfish intent. Well, you're not speaking my love language. Well, I don't want to speak your love language. I don't even know your love language. I'm not interested in your... By the way, Dr. Sam Hasty does not believe in love languages. No.
Blasphemy.
No. No. Because
I hope my wife isn't listening.
Right. And yeah. And the challenge is when you look at the work, and I'm not going to talk about love languages. I'll have you come. I'll come back another time.
Yeah.
Right. But the premise on which love languages are based, in my skewed view, is really faulty. So Dr. Gary Chapman, who's a clinical psychologist and created it, and in the first chapter talks about Ashley, who's this 13-year-old girl whose love tank was not filled up by her parents, and her love tank needed to be filled up by her parents. And so we then morph into this thing called someone needs to speak your love language. Right? So communication tends to be an issue, and most clients that I see, initially, they say communication is our issue. Here's what I find almost in every instance. It's not communication. People communicate quite well. It's compatibility. It's a different C altogether. It's compatibility. It's not communication. So what Bahama Match is really interested in helping individuals identify themselves on the basis of these preferences, and then let me help you over a 3-day period in a very safe, healthy environment through some of the psychoeducational sessions, as well as other activities, help you figure out how to get the best possible start. But I don't leave you on your own by yourself, because I know you're intentional about marriage and really wanting that thing to last. And so we help you build that thing systematically, methodically, over a 12-month period.
Right. I was going to ask you if you're doing this because people might be having a hard time finding someone.
Yes.
To date long-term or to marry in general.
Marry in general.
Yeah.
Marry in general.
But maybe it's more so that you feel like people need some structure and they don't know how to get it.
Absolutely. So the idea behind Bahama Match is really based on the idea that for the vast majority of us, we live in about 3 or 4 fixed circles: work, church or some religious activity, some recreational / social activity, and maybe some civic activity.
Right.
But routinely, we are spending our days in those 4 fixed circles. And if you are looking in those 4 circles to find someone and you are not finding them, the likelihood of you finding them in the same circle
dwindles. Or it doesn't exist.
Dramatically.
I literally tried to explain this to somebody a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, Deandra, you're everywhere. Like, you're involved in so many things. So what's going on? I said, that's the problem.
Yeah. So with Bahama Match, yes, definitely.
No, somebody messaged me, said that they will pay for me to go. And y'all so invested in me getting married. Leave me alone.
No. Marriage is a very great institution.
It could be.
Right?
It could be, yes.
Yes, it's very good. So what Bahama Match does is to create a temporary circle that allows you to visit that circle for a period to find your person, and then both of you go back to your regular circles. But that unique circle that you're not able to find on your own by yourself has to be created temporarily for you. That is Bahama Match.
That's a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
And you said you thought about it, but I hadn't thought about it.
What do you mean?
That people are concentrated within these small circles.
No,
every day they're there.
Every day.
No,
and they're
literally.
looking in that one circle for somebody.
So you could tell us that because, you're a psychologist, right? But
Yes.
if you see somebody inside the same line every day or every time you see them, it's like if you see somebody dressed in a policeman's uniform and your brain is computing that that's a police officer, right? It's similar to if you see somebody at a coffee shop, you only see them as somebody who's in a coffee shop. You only see some person at your church. You're not seeing who that person is. You're seeing
Correct.
what they're doing, right?
Correct.
And so if you have somebody who is, I'll use myself as an example. I'm a radio personality. You're not seeing Deandra as the woman. If you are seeing Deandra at church, you're seeing Deandra as the church-going with a good Anglican woman or whatnot like that. You're not seeing Deandra as the woman. You're not seeing her in the romantic sense.
Correct.
You see Deandra, if I'm in my volunteer sphere as a Rotarian, you're seeing Rotarian Deandra. You're not seeing Deandra as a woman.
Correct.
So it's difficult. It's like something, and again, I'm not a psychologist, but it's something, you all have a term for it. But once you already make that connection in your head, it's very difficult to break it.
It's called confirmation bias.
Haha, see, look here. I studied a little bit of psychology, you know, that's why I like
it's
talking to
confirmation
people.
bias, right? For us, there's a need to confirm our world, whichever world that we exist in. And it's okay. The challenge is that when we completely give into confirmation bias, it then restricts our view on other things that might be considered.
Understood.
So the idea behind Bahama Match is to say, look, bring you as you. Let me help you see what the world has to offer, even beginning within yourself. See, so we all have biases, and it's okay. It's a point that I make to my students when I'm training them to be psychotherapists. The problem is not having a bias. The problem is believing that you don't. Believing that you don't have a bias. And the extent to which you believe that you do not have a bias, your bias will impact you and those who are around you.
Yeah.
And so when you accept that you do have a bias, you're much more to consider alternatives. And that is healthy living.
Yeah.
So what Bahama Match says, listen, people, and quite frankly, you know what I've been hearing for years and years and years, there are no more good men in this world. When you talk to a lot of women. But when you talk to a lot, I had a conversation with a man this morning. Listen, all these women want is ABC, XYZ. And I said, sir, you know, I hear the same thing from women. But I'm willing to bet that you're not that man. He says, no, I'm not. Well, I'm here to tell you that that woman that you're describing, that's not that woman either. You see? And so Bahama Match says, no. Let's get rid of this stinking thinking.
Right.
And now let's move into this space where individuals can, in fact, come into healthy relationships. I'll borrow a line from Home Depot of many, many years ago. You can do it. We can help.
Bahama Match.
Bahama Match.
So tell the people what they need to do to be part of this.
Indeed. Go to www.bahamamatch.com. There at the site, you create a profile. Take only but a minute to create a profile. You then answer 8 questions selecting your preferences, and based on those preferences, I then match you with people looking for similar preferences. Once you have at least 2 matches, and there's a reason why 2, once you have at least 2 matches, I then send an invitation for you to register for the 3-day conference, which is being held May 29, 30, and 31. Now, why 2? You're going to be invited only after 2 matches because, first and foremost, we're not interested in taking your money and selling you on something just for you to show up and not have a match.
Right.
We have zero interest in that whatsoever. In fact, we're not even interested in money. We're interested in helping to build a healthy nation through this fine institution called marriage. So you're going to have at least 2 matches. Unless you have 2 matches, you don't get a ticket to the dance. You just don't, right? Now, once you have your invitation to register for the conference, you're going to pay $300. The $300 is going to cover the expenses for the activities for those 3 days. And there you will enjoy yourself. I will be there. I will do my thing. You will meet your matches. And by the way, 2 matches at a minimum, possibly. In fact, right now, several people have already been matched with as many as 6 individuals.
Oh, wow.
Powerful.
Yes.
And of course, there's criteria, right?
Yes.
To participate.
Correct.
What does that look like?
So you show up first evening, Friday 29th, the icebreaker. You take receipt of your registration packet. That packet includes a color-coded wristband. Everyone wearing that color is a match for you. Now we move into the activities. And so everyone has to engage in the various activities. And your packet, of course, I will be there. I will guide you through the various activities. But the whole idea behind the activities is to engage you in conversation along with other kinds of things. You then help to find who is the good, better, best possible match for you.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And so she asked about criteria, but obviously the first thing you have to be to register is single, right?
Must be
define single, because
single.
like when you were talking about single persons who are looking for a companion, I think we got to be very specific. For our persons, I have been told, for example, on several occasions, I am not married. My wife is. I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah, something wrong with that. No. We're looking for individuals who are truly single. And by the way, individuals will be required to show proof of identity.
Right.
So on the
background
website,
check happening.
So on the website, we invite you to upload either your driver's license or your passport picture. You don't have to upload it to the platform, but if you come on Friday evening, you have to show that that's who you are.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not allowed in.
Yeah. The initial sign up when you answer the questions, these are all anonymous, right? That's based on
anonymous.
Yeah, you don't know what any of these people look like.
In fact, when you are matched, you know that you're a match, but you don't know exactly with whom you are matched.
Right.
You do not.
Right.
And there are several reasons for that. And one of the reasons is because, again, people know who they're matched with. They're going to start having conversations with each other. We want to avoid that because that circumvents the entire process of me providing you with the professional guidance I think you need to go from match to matrimony.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, how much is, so we know you got 8 questions. Can you share any of those questions with
Absolutely.
us? Okay.
Absolutely. So individuals, here are the 8. Number 1 is age.
Okay.
So you select the age range that you're interested in. All right? You then, number 2, select the location. Either you want to be matched with someone who lives in the Bahamas, outside of the Bahamas, or it doesn't matter to you at all.
Oh,
Number 3, height. For a lot of women, height is pretty important. So there is a height preference. Number 4, religion. So that's there. Number 5, children. Do you have children? Do you want more? Do you not have children? Would you like some? So that is there. Number 7, is smoking preference.
Wow.
Do you smoke? Do you want someone who smokes? And then number 8.
Is that specified? Because you know different types of smoking in this country.
Yeah. We're
just go with smoking.
Yeah. And then finally, drinking, particularly alcohol, right? Do you drink? Do you want someone who drinks? Does it matter to you at all? And so for each of these 8, you can say, I'm flexible or I'm firm. Based on your responses to that then helps us identify who your match is. So just those 8 items. Now, I'm a firm believer. You really don't need too much more than those 8, right?
Very interesting.
Yeah, you don't need too much more than those 8.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, very simple, very simple. Because what makes the difference is the work you will do at the conference.
But the questions seem so, as DeAndre said, simple and visceral. But do they tell you more about a person than you think?
They do. They absolutely do. Yeah. So for example, someone might say, I want only Bahamian. What does that tell you? That tells you that, listen, I could select anyone in the world, but if only in my mind, that Bahamian culture is of great value to me, is of great value. So that's the kind of play you get in the background, so to speak, right? So we believe that we have found those, the least amount of items that you can have to help someone identify who they would prefer to be with.
Right.
Now, a lot of negotiation there. Go ahead.
If I can make a point, because you made the point about social circles and work circles and that kind of circles, and it seems like a lot of the questions would point to those things that keep you in a certain circle. You got your drinking buddies. Some of them might smoke. You like that company.
Correct.
You stay within that company.
Correct.
Or maybe you have that company, but you don't necessarily drink or smoke. Maybe you want to find that mate who's outside of you.
Correct.
I get it. Yeah. It makes sense.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so these are once again, most of us, if not all of us, we live in about 4 or 5 fixed circles.
Yeah.
And we really don't want those things to change.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want those things to change. So what we want is to have a spouse with whom we can really build a great companionship without necessarily having to renegotiate our circles. Who in this world is going to change their religion for someone else?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you'll invite me back to talk about this other thing at
Yeah.
some other point in time. If someone is asking you to change who you are for a relationship, get out. Right? We've been told, taught, and trained to believe that marriage will cause you to change. This is nonsense. This is nonsense, right? What you really should do, and look, there's no perfect person, there's no perfect marriage, but the idea is, and it's not that people would not change and people don't want to, quote unquote, improve themselves. But if you're asking me to change for you, that's a problem for both of us.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And yet we told, taught, and trained to believe, no, that's okay. That comes with marriage. And I'm stopping by this morning to say, yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah, I got you.
I also had another question. So
Yes.
we were talking about how finance, communication, and intimacy are the top 3 reasons why a person separate, divorce, and whatnot. How do those build into the criteria set for the participants in this event?
Very good question. Yes. So once you take receipt of your packet, then there will be additional questions. So you'll come in, you'll have your packet, and in your packet there will be several questionnaires that you will fill out. There will be about 4 or 5 questionnaires that you will fill out, but you will have 4 or 5 sets of each of those questionnaires to now share with your matches, so that when you come on Saturday, you and all of your matches now go through these deeper questions.
Right.
This is where the work gets done. So, contrary to popular belief, it does not take a long time to get to know someone. That is myth. That is myth. It does not take a long time. Really, what takes a lot of time is individuals, particularly with quote unquote first impressions, they form a particular bias, and then what they look for in dating that person over a period of time is for that initial impression to either get confirmed or disconfirmed. And if they have an impression, and let's say they're looking for something, or they see something in that person and they're thinking, yeah, that thing doesn't quite resonate with me, I think I need some more time. And they give it more time and more time and more time, only to get so far in, and then they begin to tell themselves, I've been in this for a long time, I better find a way to make this work. Bad idea. Bad idea. Here's what the research says. The longer you date someone without marrying them, you're less likely to marry them, and when you do, you're more likely to divorce them.
Wow.
Ooh.
Research, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very different approach.
Right.
Now, at the expense of sounding how it sounds, Dr. Hasty knows what he's talking about. I've done the research, I've done the work, particularly in the past 10 years. Of all of the people that I've worked with who've gone from match to matrimony in 10 years, only one couple has divorced. Wow. I think I know what I'm doing.
It does sound like you know what you're doing.
Yeah. At the expense of sounding, I'm good at this.
And obviously, some of these people, you're not saying they haven't had issues, but they have to get a regular checkup, as you would say.
And here's the beauty. Excellent point. Here's the beauty. When they do have challenges, one of the first persons they reach out to is me, because that relationship has already been established. Right. And so what the research shows is that for individuals who tend to go through scientific grounded premarital counseling, they are more likely to reach out for professional help when they have challenges in the relationship versus those who did not go through that. They tend to wait really for the bleeding to just start gushing, which is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
All right, run out of time. Tell us again how people can be a part of this. Do you know yet when the actual event would be?
The event will be May 29, 30, and 31.
Okay.
That we do know. What we do not know just yet, and for good reason, the venue. And the reason for that is we're going to wait until we have confirmation of size.
Right.
Then we're going to select the venue.
Right.
Because we don't want to charge people any more than they have to be charged for that, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, please, www.bahamamatch.com. Go there, create a profile, answer the 8 questions in terms of your preferences, and let me do what I do. And behind the scenes, I will do what I do. As soon as you're matched with at least 2 people, you get an invitation. Registration deadline, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday, May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Saturday, May 2nd, because we have to have confirmed numbers to then go and find a venue to make this thing happen 3 weeks later on the 29th. Right? www.bahamamatch.com. Come single, leave matched.
Hey, there you have it.
There you go.
There you have it. That's our show. Thank you. Wonderful information. I hope people are listening. Go and sign up if you need to find love.
Indeed.
What's love got to do with it?
Listen, has everything to do with it.
All right.
We help you to find it in the most perfect way.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that.
Thank
great
you very
information.
kindly.
We got to go to our break. Morning blend is done. We're going into morning blend business, and we're talking about Long Island. Why are we talking about Long Island? You're going to see on the other side.
My favorite thing.
We gon' guide your heart in the right direction.
No more swiping,
No more stress.
we find your match.
No guess.
Bahama match.
Bahama match. Find your love. Bahama match.
Real people, real vibes.
Island sea.
Meaningful love.
Just what you need.
Bahama match.
Find your love tonight.
Bahama match.
Everything feel right. Join Bahama match today. Find your match.
Bahama match.
This is Minister JoBeth Colby Davis. When one power line faulted, the whole neighborhood used to go dark. Now, a breakthrough in technology finds the problem and reroutes power so more homes stay connected. That's reduced outages by 86%. Upgrades like this mean lower operating costs and lower bills. Instead of temporary fixes, we're building a modern grid. Choose more reliable power. Choose progress.
Paid for by the PLP.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Wendy's has brand new chicken tenders, and they're everything you've been craving. Crispy, juicy, and seasoned just right. These tenders bring the flavor from the very first bite. Dip 'em, dunk 'em, love 'em. With sauces like sweet chili, scorching hot, ranch, honey barbecue, honey mustard, and Wendy's signature sauce. Grab them as a kid's meal. Enjoy them on their own, or make it a combo that hits the spot every time. For tenders you're gonna know by name, it's gotta be Wendy's.
Sherwin-Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that
Yes,
helps us to
yes.
relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I'm Chester Robards along with Deandra Cartwright, and we got a special segment this morning talking about something really exciting that people look forward to. And so suddenly I am the only person in the room who navel string A and Berry in Long Island.
I mean, that's okay. We still accept you because you're already one of ours. Hey, we accept you.
I Long Island by marriage.
Yeah, there you go. You Long Island, Jason. Oh, wait, our producer said, what about him?
No,
but that's what Chester said. He's the only one who can't say that.
He's the only person in the room.
It's so funny.
So, and therefore, this is Deandra's show.
Listen, I love that for me.
The Long Islanders Association, they got the fair coming up. The thing that everybody look forward to.
It's our biggest fundraiser, yes.
The biggest fundraiser, right, for the association.
Happening this Saturday, the 2nd of May.
Absolutely. So you can introduce our wonderful guests in the studio today.
Thank you. I feel so happy when they send me to these things. But good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us in studio, we have representatives of the Long Islanders Association. We will start with the lady first so she can introduce herself along with her titles.
Okay, good morning, Bahamas. My name is Darnell Bain. I am a director and treasurer of the Long Islanders Association.
Excellent. And I sure y'all know who this man is, but we can let him say who he is.
Keith Carroll, used to be the vice president, director, but just a hard-working member now.
All right.
There you go. He also is chairperson of advocacy, so we make sure I put him to work for that. So... No, we're very happy to have Darnell and Keith join us today to talk about what is one of the most busiest seasons for us, preparing for that fair. This is also Long Island Week. So the fair is our crowning achievement for this entire week. We have several activities happening. And just so the public knows what we have done, we started it off with the Lord yesterday at church. Mm-hmm. So cheers to everybody who joined us at Abundant Life Bible Church, because we believe in asking God's blessings and thanking him for all that he has done for the association to help us do the things that we do for Long Island. Yes. And of course, we supported Reach Bahamas on Saturday with their walkathon because we're trying to do more with partnering with other organizations. And so a few of our members were also out there for that. Today, Monday, we are calling it Long Island Love. So you will see our social media shortly littered with reasons as to why we love Long Island, why we like the association, and why you should join the association. Tomorrow, Tuesday, the 28th of April, we're going to be having a webinar series on what is a regatta. So we're talking with the representatives from the Long Island Sailing Club. We're also going to be talking with some of our members who serve in the national regattas themselves. So, for instance, the national statistician is Sandy Trico, and she's a proud association member. She's also a boat owner. So she's one of the folks that we were interviewing, as well as some of our deputy commodores of the Sailing Club as well. So Kendrick Knowles is going to talk to us about the upkeep of our cultural site up home year round. On Wednesday, we are encouraging everybody, if you can, please go to the blood bank, donate blood. And so that is our sole purpose for Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to be having trivia. Stay tuned to all of our social media pages. We're going to be giving out prizes, surprises, all that good stuff, but you have to like and follow our pages for that. Friday is T-shirt day. So you can wear your Long Islanders Association T-shirt or a Long Island T-shirt, or green if you don't have it. If y'all could see us right now on the Zoom, my people, and they bright green, because we make sure y'all see us. And then Saturday, the big day. And that's what Darnell and Keith are going to talk to us about, the fair day.
The fair.
Happens on the first Saturday of every May for longer than I have been alive. So there we go.
I like I said before we started the show, I cannot believe it's been a year. And I'm glad. I'm glad it's here again another year because the food last year, oh man.
We got the best food, you know.
I will never argue with that.
See, there you go. You're a wise man. I always knew that.
I will never argue with that.
But I know. So, Darnell, tell us a little bit more about what's going to happen on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, the fair, the Long Islanders Association Fair, has become the biggest and most popular event in New Providence. Let's say what's going to happen on Saturday.
Okay.
When I met the security at the door and I told him what I was here for, one of the first things he said, that Long Island mutton.
Oh, yes.
Now, we need to talk some more about that mutton. We're talking about free-range, organic, no hormones, no antibiotics, fresh mutton, cooked with herbs and spices, and a whole lot of love. That's what the lines are
I'm hungry.
That's what the lines are wrapped around that famous Long Island mutton. So you're going to get that on Saturday.
And it's a couple 100 pounds because, I think, Keith, we've been increasing the poundage of our food over the years to try to keep up with the demand. But, man, hey, we love y'all's support of our food because we'd never.
What do you say, Keith? We don't run out. We sell out. So every year we have to increase the amount of pounds.
Last year we had 800 pounds, and by I think 17, 8 o'clock we was out.
Yeah.
So this year we're going to 1,200 pounds.
What?
Yes.
All right.
Listen, we listen to our clients, those who support us, and we're trying to supply, and we love it. Please come out.
Yeah, but I mean, our problem is we can't take it up fast enough.
Right.
Like, people say, "Oh, you're slow," but it's, when you on the line from Orange Park across to Kelly's.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and nothing we can do. I mean, the people love it. The people support us.
Yeah.
And we thank them. But we want to tell all our Long Islanders living in Nassau, tell your friends, tell everybody, come down. We praying for good weather.
Yeah.
No rain. We got music, food, going to bed, conch fritters. They probably.
How much 5-gallon buckets you doing this year? Because what Keith didn't tell y'all, he is the conch fritter master.
Yes. We did 14 5-gallon buckets last year.
And they sold out.
He sold out. So he probably go up to about 18 this year.
So what now? Yo.
Listen, yes.
And he's so precise with that recipe. He measures the amount of conch that goes in every
5-gallon buckets of conch fritter batter?
Yes.
We did 14 last year and we sold out. Yeah.
Conch fritters.
But when people say that the conch fritters is full of conch, I'm a fisherman.
Yeah.
Then we have guys from Long Island, so I get everything donated.
Right. Oh. Okay.
So I can afford to put
nice
as much as could hold, and I put it in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So we thank all our sponsors. Help us for everything.
Yeah.
Every year, it's almost the same amount of people, and that's what makes it successful. Long Island, they stick together.
Yeah.
So you call them, you need this, and they give it to you.
Wow.
So we thank them people for that. But come on out, it could be big. It could be big.
Yeah, and only growing. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's growing. Yeah, every year. Every year we have to step up, get more this or more that.
Yeah. Are you finding that you keep finding more and more Long Islanders who've been hiding in Nassau for a while?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to find who's from Long Island, come out to the fair. It's almost like a homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming in Nassau.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So from start to finish, people you haven't seen in years and years.
You'll see them there.
And then too, you say, you're from Long Island? I didn't know you were from Long Island.
Yeah.
So you come on out, see your friends, family you haven't seen for a long time.
Nice. Very nice. I just wanted to go back to what you said about Wednesday. I think there's a Zoom or something about sailing.
So that's actually on Tuesday. So
Tuesday.
that's
Okay.
So that's the
tomorrow.
webinar. Yeah.
A webinar, right?
Right. So what we are doing again, because the Long Island Sailing Club is our partner organization.
Right.
And so we are talking with our Commodore, who's in charge of, well, the regatta event, the sailing portion of it, as well as some of his deputies, as into different aspects of what is regatta, particularly the sailing.
Yeah.
But also a lot of people don't even know about what's the difference of the size boats.
Well, I think, and that's why I thought it was very important. 'Cause,
Yeah, yeah.
You don't get this opportunity often to.
No.
People say you don't go to regatta for sailing, but I mean, it's a national
But you
sport
know,
now.
this fair is our major sponsor for the
For the
regatta.
regatta, right.
And just why this fair started, because back in the day, the organizers they wanted to raise funds to have a regatta because there was been no government help or nothing like that.
Right,
It's
okay.
always to be what we do for ourselves,
Mhm.
and this is the biggest thing.
Right.
So like I tell everybody from Long Island, they know living in Long Island, regatta was like our Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
Everybody looked forward for the regatta. Everybody buying new clothes for the regatta. That's how special it was. And today it's still special because don't care where people is from Long Island. I remember my children used to be in college. They used to book their ticket before I buy my ticket. They go home to the regatta. So that's how it is. Everybody want to go to the regatta. So you have
gotta
to
go
come.
home.
You have to come to Bailey Park to support us, so we can pull off this regatta successfully.
Yeah.
We need everybody from Long Island. We need everyone to come out.
And also
Invite
friends
your
of Long
friends and
Island.
everything.
Yeah.
So it's our Long Islanders, friends of Long Island. And but Keith said, we not only use the funds to put on regatta, the Long Islanders Association contributes to so many different outreach efforts on Long Island. We are helping a food pantry run through one of our churches. We are helping our children with different programs, as simple as purchasing Gatorade for sports and things like that. If there's somebody who is sick and we can assist with funds or purchasing certain items, we try to do that. And so there are I tell people every week, there's something that the association is trying to do to help our people on Long Island. But again, we want to preserve the dignity of those persons who are asking, so we don't publicize everything that we do. But your funds are not just going to what is our Super Bowl, the regatta.
Yeah.
But it's also to our people who desperately need it. And those of you who tune into the Morning Blend when I'm on, y'all know that I'm passionate about Family Island matters, particularly my home, which is Long Island, that injections such as regatta, such as the fundraisers to make the island grow economically, if only for that moment in time, are so very important. And so y'all coming out on Saturday to support our fair goes even further. You don't know what $5 does for helping our kids, for helping our older persons that are on Long Island. We can't do it alone. That's why we need your support at events such as the regatta, such as the fair, sorry.
So, DeAndre, don't forget about our big raffle now.
No, listen, in addition to the fair, we have the raffle going on, and it's over $40,000 in prizes.
Wow.
But just before we get to the raffle, because you can still buy your tickets, I just want to go over some of the other activities that are going to be out at R.M. Bailey.
Because all we talk about is food.
Yeah, no, of course. No, we have a whole list of food. That's why we got it. So if you don't want mutton, which you have never had
Who are you?
Long Island mutton, because that's been falling off the bone, that tender. And if you listen, and we have a video up from our interview with William Carroll, and he talks about the age of the mutton. I ain't gonna say if it's sheep or goat, because, when you start talking about what animal it is, some people get squeamish. But, there's a technique as to how you harvest the mutton in order for it to be tender, right? So we actually, Long Islanders, have a special way of doing that.
And by the way,
Just get closer to the mic, baby.
By the way, the sheep are going to the slaughterhouse today.
Today?
Fresh.
Today. This is the day.
Yes.
Fresh, yes.
Yeah.
Bless them sheep.
Yeah, they call it abattoir.
Yeah, abattoir.
Fresh, yeah.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, we should also mention, Keith, that we source ours locally from on Long Island, but
Right.
also here in New Providence by a young Long Islander. I don't think he's 17 yet, who runs sheep with his daddy right here on a farm. And so literally this is a community effort amongst Long Islanders and friends of Long Island to make sure that this event goes off. So in addition to our mutton, we will have fish dinners. You can't have a Long Island event without fish. And of course, it's fresh fish caught by our fishermen. You know what I'm saying? There's also going to be barbecue ribs. The grill masters are going to be in full effect. I gone and teased the people just. I put up a video of our chicken on the grill. My mommy called me. She's like, "How dare you?" She's like, "She ain't hot in New Providence to get her food." But they're going to have grilled pork, grilled chicken, and a lot more grilled items available for purchase. You're going to have wings and things. Of course, you heard about the conky comforters, roasted corn. You have never had roasted corn like Brian Turnquest roasted corn. That just be so tasty. I was like, how y'all doing this with corn? And you can check our page for that video with John Dovell because he could tell you how good that corn was. I did a video of him last film, and I tell you that was looking good. And of course, you'll have Ruth Sumner and family dealing with the sweet. So you'll have cake, brownies, cookies, everything that, you just need to satisfy that sweet tooth. We have it out there. Now, for fun, because, we can't leave our children out, you're going to have the bouncy castle, face painting, the kids' corner. For the adults, we have bingo, we have hoopla. I'm hearing about potentially some darts and whatnot out there. So some surprises coming your way. And of course, we're trying to have some Long Island Association swag out there. We'll hopefully have some things for you to purchase and plants. So all of you in the Horticultural Society or persons who are getting into plants, please come out there. And of course, we cannot miss out the drinks. Because you need your water. You got to stay hydrated. You can need your soda and thing like that.
Yeah, that's the drink.
But of course, what we try to say, I try to use our director, Dwight Burroughs' terminology, libations. So the libations can be out there. And they're Long Island libations. So you need to understand what I say when I say that. Now, outside of that is the raffle. And I know that we got the list in front of us. Keith got his booklet with him.
Keith came to sell some tickets around here.
Hey, listen.
Always ready.
But
yes.
I think Darnell's going to tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, the grand prize. We start out with that, and that is a 2026 Kia Sonet Jeep.
All right.
I know some people are praying for a new vehicle, so you have an opportunity to get one for $5. So that's the grand prize, and then we have the second prize, a 3-night stay at Paradise Club.
Okay.
And we have a Coleman Grill, some cash prizes.
Now you got to say that that's $1,000 cash.
$1,000.
Right. But we also have a couple 500 cash, 300 cash. There's a lot of cash.
Yes. Gift certificates.
Listen, and you got gift certificates from all over the place. You want to get your BPL bill paid? We got 2 of those inside there. You want to try get
as good as money.
Listen, you want to get a nice dinner option? You got Seafire Steakhouse or the Fish Restaurant over at Atlantis. Then you also have, you need, us Bahamians, we like to touch up our house. You got some paint vouchers inside there too, from Sherwin-Williams going on there. Listen, and Sandy Toe's Excursion. When I tell you anything you want is on this list, but Donnell, tell us a little bit more about these prizes.
Yes, like I said, for $5, we have the cash prizes, some other gifts, John Bull. But let me just take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors and donors for these prizes, because you can imagine if we had to pay for all of these prizes, that's less money that we would have to help people. So sponsors like Super Value, again, with the gift certificate, Jeffrey Jones, Majestic Tours, you said Sherwin-Williams, Western Hardware, Bicycle, you can exercise. Yeah, all of these great prizes for only $5.
Yeah, excellent. I saw somebody text just now. They want to know where to buy tickets.
So listen, we have been out at several locations for the past, I think, almost 2 months. Between Kelly's, CBS, and Southwest Plaza, Lowe's, and Harbor Bay, we've been all over. But what we're going to be doing this week is we're going to be in the mall at Marathon. So stay tuned to our social media pages because we usually put the updates there as in where we will be. We're trying to man those stations from 11 to 7 in the mall at Marathon, but just check our pages for confirmed updates. If you can't make it there, we will come to you. So just message us on social media and we will ensure that you get your books. Now, we will say that we are grateful for the support of the public, so our tickets tend to go pretty quickly. But again, catch us before the fair day so that we can make sure you get your book.
Is there a deadline?
No, but you can get them. You can buy them at the fair too.
Okay,
until like after about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because we call it off at 9.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and we do it live. So the thing is that you can. What we've done in the last few years is that we've been streaming the calling of the results, so you can tune in if you're not there. What we also try to do at the fair, especially for people on Long Island and Long Islanders living abroad, is that we try to live stream the event so people feel like they're home.
Yeah.
Right, and so you get to see what's going on, hear what's going on. And we have to talk about the entertainment because we also have performances by some of the school bands on occasion. We will have a live band there in the evening time because, listen, we like to dance. I don't know if you've ever been to a Long Island event, but we like to dance. we love to dance. And so we're going to have music all day, of course, but we'll have performances. And so stay tuned to social media and we'll tell you who's going to be out there.
And that live stream could help you know when that food line getting across the street.
Well, I strategically placed that camera.
You know, last year when we were setting up, I saw this elderly woman there. It's like around 9 o'clock. So I say, you out early? She said, yeah, I come from my mutton.
Yeah.
I said, well, we just setting up. She said, that's all right, I can wait on my mutton.
Yeah. First person online.
Oh, yeah, she was down.
10 o'clock, the person.
And we started like from, we usually want to start from 12, but people be lining up from 11.
We started because participants were lined up. I think they were there from like 10.
Yes,
and we started
10.
serving at 11
Yeah.
because people were ready to go.
Yeah.
And then when people come for the mutton, I promise you, Chester, people come and they don't order 1, 2. They get 3, 4, and 5 because they saving that up.
Empty the freezer.
No, listen, they put that up there.
Yeah, you might see like people in front of you and why they're taking so long. But this one getting 6, and next one getting 4, and there's bears going. But we welcome everybody. That's why we're trying to feed all of us.
Yeah, I remember the euphoric feeling that I had when I ate my food. So I get it.
There you go. Y'all heard our Chester say he had food from our fair, and he liked it.
It was euphoric. And I did hear about the fritters, and my mother-in-law told me they were amazing. So
yeah, I like it on the fritters line, the same thing. But I don't think it was bad as last year. It was good to compare with years before.
Because we've been evolving.
Tent, and then we had 2 lines, and he had one.
Right.
But when I check, I tell the people that almost by Kelly, she goes, you all gotta hurry up.
Yeah.
These people getting crazy.
Do you need more hands?
We are always looking for volunteers for the association. In fact, what we try to sensitize folks, particularly during Long Island, to be a member. We encourage you to become a member of the association, but we always welcome persons who want to assist, who are not ready to take that step to become a member just yet. And so once you reach out to us over social media or to any member or director, because I should probably introduce myself properly. Y'all know me as the co-host on Mondays, but I am actually a director as well as the chairperson of public relations for the Long Islanders Association. So
you can see why.
Exactly.
Doing a good job.
Exactly.
So it's like, but we try to make sure folks know that there's always an opportunity. And we also have a few young folks, like for instance, my little team. I have my baby sister and my nephew. They're teenagers, but they're coming out to help. And they're not full-fledged members just yet, just because of their age right now. But they're coming out. And you have quite a few young people who are going to come out to fulfill their community service requirements at the fair. We have UB students that are also going to come out to support. And so it's a collaborative effort. Again, this is not a fundraiser. And like, we're not trying to make money just to make money.
Right.
We're trying to make money to help Long Island. And I think, what was it, last year we had our director, Dwight, he went for the Long Island Business Outlook. His session was literally on the impact of a regatta on the local family island economy. And so when you see a literal injection in the economy on the family island, you understand why we work so hard, because sometimes that's the biggest event that persons can have to sustain them for the rest of the year. And then also you expose your island to folks who are not from your island to encourage them to return, to keep on coming back. But again, like I said, it's not just about regatta, it's about the outreach, being able to help our people. It's just it's a beautiful thing. And we do sponsorship all over the place, particularly to our children. That's our soft spot. So however we can help our kids, we try to.
So that people know when they get there, you have to bring cash only, or can you bring card?
Buy tickets.
Listen, our treasurer could tell you.
How does it work?
Well, for their convenience, we have credit card machines.
Okay, great.
So cash and credit. It's a cashless system. So there are ticket booths.
Right.
You can go purchase your tickets either with your credit or debit card, as well as cash, and we'll be ready.
Once you have them tickets, you're good to go.
Yes.
Right.
And we have several points, so you're not going to get bottlenecked in one area.
Right.
So.
And we didn't say this yet. I don't think but R. Bailey Park, right? That's
It's Saturday, May 2nd, R.M. Bailey Park,
from
starting
12 o'clock
from
until
noon until.
Right, unless you come to join the line for food.
Well, again, some people, if you want to leave there on time, you come early, and if you want to get your food hot, yes.
And what about parking? What do people consider when we think about parking?
Well, I mean, it's a general situation with almost any event that happens on R and Bailey. So you park on the outer circles for the most part, and then some people tend to park elsewhere, and I won't want to say that out loud. So people think
where that may be.
It's legally parked.
Well, we can say it. When the mall closes, they park in the mall.
So there you go. When they close. When they close.
They close.
We're not encouraging folks to do that during the people's business hours.
Right.
But what's funny, a lot of persons, they tend to come together. Like you'll have multiple friends coming in the same vehicle and many families doing the same thing.
Carpool.
Yes. And I think there's actually one time I saw a bus of people show up. I was like, I love this for us. I love this.
I know there's a group of people coming in the bus just to play bingo, because you didn't mention bingo. We have a bingo. Yeah, we got bingo too.
They come in the bus just for bingo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Right. So if you like bingo, come up. We got people playing bingo all day too.
Listen,
Nice
and
prizes.
And that kitty corner, I think if we go into more detail as into what that looks like, because then you have the different games for the kids there. I think there was the lollipop punch board thing, there was the balloon thing, and then I think there was the beanbag throw. So the kids have their own section. I think last year we also had rides for the kids too. So it's like we want the children to have fun. We want you to have fun.
Yeah.
It's a family affair for a good reason.
Yeah.
So you got your food, you got your fun, and you have your family, and then you get to make friends.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. So, very good. So, I don't know if you want to say or could say, but this is obviously, like you said, the biggest fundraiser for the
Yes,
regatta.
it is.
What do you do? What do you make out of this particular event? Can you say?
The proceeds from the fair, as Deandra mentioned earlier, on a weekly or monthly basis, we have requests coming in for assistance. Could be medical, could be for education, and then just life happens. Sometimes people need assistance, and so we're there to help. We also talked about the regatta site.
Right.
Since we Long Island has been impacted by 2 hurricanes, Joaquin and in October, Melissa.
Right.
And our cultural site had some damages. Last year, we spent a good chunk of change making repairs to the cultural site.
We're still making those.
Yeah, and even after we did that, Melissa came.
Yeah.
So we had to do some repairs and some cosmetic work to the regatta site. So some of the proceeds went to maintaining the site. And also, again, we have, I mentioned the requests, I mentioned the people, the regatta site. Those are some of the things that we would do with some of the proceeds from the fair.
Right. And but as you could always use more for the regatta, though.
Listen.
Because we have we have and there's more boats every year joining the fleet.
Okay. Yeah.
And and when they come, they look. You have to pay them.
Right.
And we have to get the boats to Long Island and back here. So we get help from government, but still enough.
It wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think I get roused sometimes when I say this, but outside of the National Family Island Regatta, which just concluded, and congratulations to all sailors, especially our Long Island sailors, for their performance there. But Long Island has arguably the largest regatta outside of Georgetown. And so what Keith means when you have more boats coming in, that means you have more sailors, and we're unique in the way that we try to compensate our participants or whatnot, because people think that regatta is just showing up in a boat. That takes time. You have to take time off from work. You're hoping to be compensated. You have to be fed. So literally all of those are costs behind the scenes. You have to make sure you have nurses on standby. You have to have police protection. You have to have food on grounds. You have to make sure the grounds are set. You have to have electricity. You have to have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You have to have all of your trophies done, because we have things called cup races, right? So all of these things, I don't know if you know the cost of one trophy for a race, but that could be expensive within itself.
Imagine.
Right. And so literally there's so many different elements. And then of course there's the gas for the boats that are on the water to watch the races, to judge the races, just overall participation, movement. It It can be a lot, Chester.
It
And
is.
so, yeah, if you
Sounds
want
like
to
a
put
lot.
on for quality
There you go.
events, you have to spend.
So if
Right.
anybody out there is willing and wanting to sponsor the Long Islanders Association in our outreach efforts on Long Island, please just reach out to us and we'd be happy to let you know how you can assist us in building a better Long Island, because that's our motto, building a better Long Island.
Excellent.
Right. And then also if you want to sponsor something with Regatta, let us know. We're still accepting that. And then if you it's only a couple days out from the fair, but if you want to help us out with something, just reach out to us and we'll let you know how. Again, you can see where your funds go. You can see what we're doing. We are fairly transparent. Again, we try to preserve the dignity of folks who are vulnerable, so we don't advertise everything that we do, but what we can, we try to do to show you where your money is going.
There you go. So tell the people again what's happening on Saturday.
On Saturday, sorry, just before we get to that, I forgot to
Yeah,
mention
okay, wait.
the Ivy Dumont Scholarship. Oh, I almost forgot that because we recently just had a group of our students who are in their final year of education, getting their certificate of education on teaching practice, that we provided with small scholarships to help them with their resources.
Yeah.
So again, we're across the board at home here trying to help our Long Island people.
Okay.
But happening on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, please come out to R. Bailey Park. Starting at 12 o'clock noon, the Long Islanders Association will be having our annual fair and grand raffle. We will have so much different types of food, so much games, so much fun out there for your family, for your friends. Please support us while we continue our efforts. If you haven't gotten your raffle tickets just yet, reach out to the association online on any one of our social media pages, but also to a director, to a member, or anybody who you know from Long Island. They will find us. We can't hide. So we want you to get your tickets. We want you to come out there and have a great time. Listen, you are helping us to help Long Island. We appreciate you. Thank you in advance for your support, because I know all of y'all going to come out there. It's going to be great. So...
Any tips and tricks? Can you pre-buy food tickets at all? Is that a thing?
trying to
Okay,
just
come
Come
out
early.
there.
All I
Come
can
early.
say is come early.
Now, you know when you could pre-buy your tickets.
And what I want to say too,
Oh, here we go.
Preach coming on.
please, I don't want nobody telling me, man, come give me a. Because we don't encourage people to jump the line.
Yeah.
You that's the way you come. That's the way you serve.
Right.
I don't care if you're from Long Island and you know from Enova. If Enova in front of you, you can get served.
That's right.
We try to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't come and ask Keith to get nothing for you. I'm not getting nothing. Like I said, I can tell you that. I can tell you that on the radio now. Come in time and get your stuff.
I can see it on his face. He's serious about that. Long Island Fair this Saturday. We're going to take a break. Thank you so much for all this great information.
Thank you for having
Can
us.
I just say one
Yes,
quick
go
thing?
ahead, please.
Sure. Our president is having a birthday today.
Oh,
yes.
And I think that we should celebrate her today. So happy birthday.
Happy
President
birthday,
Tanya Farquharson is having a birthday
happy
today.
birthday.
So happy birthday to her.
Yes.
And the legend, George Regatta.
Listen, legend people, legend girl, legend man here. Congratulations, David and the crew.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations all around.
Yes.
We're going to go to a quick break, and Morning Blend Business will return right after.
And for the play, Long Island breeze, I hear you calling me across the sea, and I am coming to you, because I love Long Island breeze.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
This is Minister JoBeth Colby Davis. When one power line faulted, the whole neighborhood used to go dark. Now, a breakthrough in technology finds the problem and reroutes power so more homes stay connected. That's reduced outages by 86%. Upgrades like this mean lower operating costs and lower bills. Instead of temporary fixes, we're building a modern grid. Choose more reliable power. Choose progress.
Paid for by the PLP.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
At Clifton Heritage National Park, adventure and history come alive. Whether you're a visitor or a Bahamian local, Clifton is where culture, nature, and fun meet. Step back in time with our cultural heritage tour. Walk through the ruins of the Great House, explore the slave village, and hear powerful stories of the Lucayans, Loyalists, and Africans who shaped our Bahamas. And for the adventures, don't miss our snorkeling tour. Swim among colorful fish, explore shipwrecks, and experience the breathtaking Ocean Atlas, the largest underwater sculpture in the Western Hemisphere. No matter which adventure you choose, Clifton Heritage National Park is more than a visit. It's an experience. Come and see Clifton Heritage.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement plans for you or your company. Don't leave your future to chance, and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, we wouldn't change now. This thing must end. Hey!
SOS, Code Red.
SOS.
FNMs. This Tuesday, April 28th, we're going home to R.M. Billy Park for a mass rally, 7:30 p.m. Yes, we're going home. It's time to protect our vote, time to protect our passports, time to protect our birthright. Come hear from our leader, Michael Pintard, on how the FNM will work for you to protect our Bahamaland. SOS, SOS. We're going home to R.M. Billy Park, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. FNMs. The time is now.
They say 5 more. We say no way. You can't just take Bahamaland and give this place away.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
And it's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Bahamian entrepreneurs will have greater access to global markets with the tools and support provided by the Opportunity Hub, Prime Minister Philip Davis said on Friday during the launch of the initiative, which connects Bahamian entrepreneurs to government support, funding, export strategies, training, and apprenticeship opportunities. Davis said the initiative is a direct response to long-standing barriers that limit the ability of small and medium-sized businesses to expand beyond the domestic economy. The Water and Sewage Corporation released a statement yesterday explaining that $1 million in infrastructure upgrades are underway in Auckland that will improve water security and living conditions for the island's residents. The most significant investment is a $930,000 reverse osmosis plant at the corporation's Lovely Bay well fields that will supply high-quality desalinated water to residents in Lovely Bay, Chesters, and surrounding communities. In a recently released market brief, the Central Bank of the Bahamas reported a sharp increase in investor demand for government securities during the first quarter of 2026, explaining that market absorption rates climbed well above levels recorded at the end of last year. The central bank said the government issued approximately $1.4 billion in securities during the first 3 months of the year, with the bulk aimed at refinancing existing debt. The market brief said Treasury bills dominated activity, accounting for 93%, while Bahamas registered stock made up the remaining 7%. And the Bahamas Unified Bus Drivers Union President Rudolph Taylor said no one should be surprised that bus drivers want to increase the adult fare to $2, arguing that the 25-cent increase the sector received in 2023, bringing the fare to $1.50, was not enough then and is certainly not enough now that diesel prices have increased due to the war in Iran. Taylor told Guardian Business over the weekend that while his union was not behind the creation and dissemination of a flyer announcing that on May 4th adult bus fares will be increased to $2 and senior citizens to $1.25, with students at $1.50 in uniform and $2 out of uniform, he nevertheless agrees with the fare increase, noting that the cost in diesel is unbearable for bus drivers. An executive director of the Bahamas Outer Island Promotion Board, Kerry Fountain, said at the Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association's Board of Directors and membership meeting last week Thursday that the board will be focusing on providing promotional travel offers for prospective tourists in order to make airlift more affordable. In international business, U.S. stock market's record-breaking rally is slowing on Monday after uncertainty rose over the weekend about what will happen next in the Iran war, while oil prices are rising. The S&P 500 edged less than 0.1%, coming off its latest all-time high, driven by strong profit reports from U.S. companies and hopes that the United States and Iran can avoid a worst-case scenario for the economy because of their war. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 86 points, or 0.2%, as of 9:35 a.m. Eastern Time, and the Nasdaq was 0.3% lower after setting its own record. The moves were stronger in the oil market, where prices climbed to more than 1.5%, as tankers still find the Strait of Hormuz effectively closed. That's keeping crude stuck in the Middle East and away from customers worldwide, including crude produced by Iran that's being blockaded by the U.S. Navy. And technology tycoons Elon Musk and Sam Altman are poised to face off in a high-stakes trial revolving around the alleged betrayal, deceit, and unbridled ambition that blurred the bickering billionaires' once shared vision for the development of artificial intelligence. The trial, which is scheduled to begin Monday with jury selection, centers on the 2015 birth of ChatGPT maker OpenAI as a non-profit startup primarily funded by Musk, before evolving into a capitalistic venture now valued at $852 billion. The trial's outcome could sway the balance of power in AI, breakthrough technology that is increasingly being feared as a potential job killer and an existential threat to humanity's survival. Those perceived risks are among the reasons that Musk, the world's richest person, cites for filing an August 2024 lawsuit that will now be decided by a jury in U.S. District Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers in Oakland, California. The civil lawsuit accuses Altman's OpenAI CEO and his top lieutenant Greg Brockman of double-crossing Musk by straying from the San Francisco company's founding mission to be an altruistic steward of a revolutionary technology. The lawsuit alleges they shifted into a money-making mode behind his back. OpenAI has brushed off Musk's allegations as an unfounded case of sour grapes that's aimed at undercutting its rapid growth and bolstering Musk's own XAI, which he launched in 2023 as a competitor. That's your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And welcome back to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards filling in for Dwight Strachan along with Deandra Cartwright.
Still
From Long Island.
From Long Island. Hey, I thought you took the pause on the Cartwright right there because, we just learned about the whole matchmaking thing.
Soon to be.
So, soon to be done. Listen, of all of y'all so interested.
Yeah, boy.
And this whole marriage thing for me, I tell you what, come July, just give me until June. I just need to recover from something.
Okay.
July, I can let y'all, if y'all know somebody who y'all think would be proper, just let me know. I might be open to it. We shall see.
Okay. So, this person says regarding the fair, I am bringing the kids with me. Can you have some fried on virgin olive oil or avocado oil? Have some fried. I guess they're talking about
like how the food is prepared.
The fritters or something, maybe.
Boy, I know.
Maybe all the food. I don't know. We know.
I
so they're willing to pay the price. We'll see. Okay. So
I could ask, but I think generally it's done the quote unquote traditional way. Unfortunately,
this texter said, "What the song say? I ain't asking for much. I just want enough." I don't know what that was in reference to. Maybe
things. I don't know.
Maybe it's in reference to what we were talking about before we took the 8:00 break, which was the Guardian's headline story. So if you want to read about that, pick up a Nassau Guardian today.
Much. I just want to know.
Oh, they asking for too much.
I feel like we were just talking about this last week, Monday, Chester.
We were.
I don't know. When does it end? When does it stop? Where's the transparency? Where's money going?
We gotta see what happens after the election because ain't nothing happening right now.
No, but if I could, I just want to I want folks to think about it. I want us to think from the perspective of civil servants and just general members of society. How far can $1 million go for you? How far can $1 million go for, or even $5,000 go for the average teacher in a classroom and trying to make sure that all of her patients have what they need after surgery or whatnot like that, or even at the average clinic? Think about how far $5,000 can go on a family island trying to provide services. I just want us to think about that. Please, if we could.
Deandra for Prime Minister.
Boy,
let's do it that way. That is our show, Deandra.
Look at that on
Thank
time.
You so
I'm
much.
proud of us.
Listen,
I am proud of us.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening in. We appreciate you. You have a good day. God bless you all. Be good to each other out there. On the Clock with Aaron Green is up next.